And we are live. Welcome back to Kings of Pop Culture, episode 17. We've been together here and there, but this is part of the episodic saga that we've had since, way back when. And we've been together since, but this is the old school Kings of Pop Culture where we go through a topic or two, greatly assembled by my sensei down on the left, the right, over there somewhere. We'll be going through the topics one by one. And just before we go any further and before I get the king to read out the list, can we give a massive, massive welcome back to Christian?
What's up, guys? Been away for 6.5 months. It's been a long, long time. It's really hard to say that ever since I left, it's always felt yesterday. So,
right. It's good to have you back, son. The Apex has returned.
Oh, it's my turn.
One of the OGs right here.
Well, do you really want to taste it?
I knew what you were going for. The other OG right here, the Yankee. How are you, sir?
Well, that's pretty good.
Badass. And my junior apprentice, how are you, sir?
Why so
serious? Put a smile on that face. Yeah, it's probably not going to happen. That's the new thing. Welcome back, everybody. I'm sure there'll be some cameos here or there. If you know, along the way. Let's just dive straight in. So, Sensei King Kreese Jr., King Shark Kreese Jr., read out the list that you have assembled for us again, sir.
Yes, Mr. Jacob is glad to hear that one more time. All right, guys, we're just gonna dive right in it. Like the first thing on our agenda, we're gonna be talking about Obi-Wan 1 through 3 episodes. If you guys already seen the Disney Plus show, you already know what it is. It is what it is. We're gonna talk about that a little bit. For our DC segment, we're going to be talking about the takeover of David Zaslav and the DC Overhaul. For Marvel, we're going to be talking about Phase 4 problems and where they're going with Kevin Feige. And then for our final thing, we're going to talk about a little bit about Cobra Kai. There's a new female sensei, but me and the boys have been discussing that. You know what? What the hell? Julie Pearce might be coming back. And you know what? If it does, told you so. So, Mr. Jacob, you can go ahead and start.
I hold my squash. Right. Let's get this just right out the gate here. So we already know my consensus on the show thus far. But I rewatched the first 3 episodes earlier today. And if anything, I think this show, like you watch a movie or show and it gets worse each time you watch it. This ain't one of those. This gets better. Like if you watch the episodes back to back, it feels so much more seamless, so much more connected, and it feels like, because the way they've named the episodes, it's part 1, 2, 3, etc. It feels like chapters of a movie. And the way, like when you watch it back to back, you feel that structure there. You feel like they basically filmed it as a movie and just split it up into 6 chunks. And I like that even though each episode ends in a TV show kind of way, it's still, if you watch the next episode straight after, it feels no different to a cliffhanger in an MCU movie that happens before the second act or the third act or whatever, and then the penultimate act. A few grievances. I was terrified. Don't worry, I got you, Curious Crow. I have a few grievances with the show. I got to be fair. The pacing's actually really good. I haven't got a problem with that. The dialogue is a bit iffy here and there. The chase scene with young Leia in the first episode where the guys walk into a tree. And then I think the Inquisitors, there's a way they could have done that better. But by and large, I've got a couple of things to just put out there into the ether. I'm actually having a change of heart on Reva. I think she's actually a really hidden gem. I think she's the Tory of the show. I think she's actually really flipping good. Now, let me explain. She reminds me of Starkiller from the Force Unleashed games. And the reason I say that is Starkiller craved power. He craved revenge or justice. You know, he craved a great many things. But one thing he craved more than anything is he wanted to prove his worth to Vader, because Vader would be testing him to basically say, hey, we can go and take down the Emperor. So Vader is using the Inquisitor program to filter through who is the best of the bunch that would give him a fighting chance at taking down the Emperor. And I think, in a way, again, with the storytelling aspect, Anakin sees himself in Reva. He reminds him of a younger him, how he wouldn't have been afforded the opportunities and respect of the council. It's quite funny. He's got a whole throne to himself now and no seats around him. You see the thing of that now? No seats near him, just his big throne. No seats nearby. Yeah, still hasn't lived that one down. But Reva's determination and drive, I think, really go hand in hand with the prophecies and the legacies of the Sith. And it's going right over everyone's heads because they're so concerned with the outside stuff, but I've talked about that many times. Reva aside, Owen Lars, I hope we see him before the show ends, because I have a feeling that we're going to have a little tease. There was a tease in episode 1 where Owen and Reva had that exchange. I'm sensing something. Something through the Force is telling me there's going to be something that pays that off. Now, in terms of the duel, rematch of the century, my arse, it's not that. But what it is it's a good teaser. Now, I know there's this thing out there, oh, they won't duel again. No, they're going to duel again. They're going to duel again. And in this second duel, they're going to be going absolutely ballistic on each other, because the Kenobi in this fight scene, he's not Obi-Wan. He's running, he's scared. And it reminds me of Empire Strikes Back when Vader's taunting Luke. It's very like that, how he holds back. And then the minute Luke gets a strike on his shoulder pad, that's when, you know, Vader's like, okay, I'm not playing around with you anymore. I've had enough. Your arm's off. Like, it's a situation like that where he's teasing him, he's toying with him. And at the end of the episode, he lets him go. And the reason is, you can say, okay, they wanted to continue it. All right, but you can apply that logic to anything. You know, why didn't bloody Thor go for the head? You know, you can apply it to anything. But I think the story reason that Vader lets him go is he's somewhat disappointed that Obi isn't giving him the fight that he craves. He's like, well, I wanted to fight Obi-Wan, and I'm fighting you. Well, this is easy. I'm beating you easily. You know, so in Vader or Anakin's mind, either or, same character, he's thinking, right, I can torture you and give you a slow death, or you're going to give me an out-and-out fight. It's going to be one or the other. And he burns him in such a brutal way. I fucking love it. Force pushes him away, says, bring him to me, because he's like, you know what, I'm not getting my hands dirty. He isn't worth me manually picking him up. Go and drag his ass. But I really like the way that it plays out. And it's almost like Vader's testing him. So there will be another duel. And I think we'll see young Luke by the end. But overall, I'm really enjoying this series. I think it is really, really good. It really slaps. I think, is it as good as The Mandalorian? In terms of everyone else's opinion, that'll be subjective.
It's not gonna happen.
And, you know, I think The Mandalorian is better in the sense that, you know, I mean, it's probably not going to happen. It's better in the sense that Mandalorian did something that nothing else did. It took two characters that were not affiliated to any legacy whatsoever, two brand new characters. And as I said before, this is the best example. In Book of Din Djarin, Book of Boba Fett. Sorry, I got that wrong. Or did I get that wrong? In Book of Boba Fett, when Luke and Ahsoka are standing there, right? Luke and Ahsoka, live action for the first time. It's a huge deal. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. But I wanted Din Djarin and Grogu to reunite more than I cared about seeing those two. And if you can make me feel that, you've done a hell of a job. Like, we're seeing Luke, young, like Return of the Jedi Luke, live action Ahsoka together for the first time on screen. That mind blown. But you've got the Mandalorian and Grogu there and I care more about those two interacting. That speaks volumes of how good Mandalorian is. And Star Wars was in a pretty bad spot not too long ago, so Mandalorian kind of saved it. But in terms of what I enjoy more, Episode 3 of Kenobi is without a doubt, and I'm just going to describe it like this. That's basically the way I'm going to describe it. It's so fucking good. And I'll tell you one thing, right? Let's leave Star Wars, right? Let's leave critiquing Star Wars to the people that actually know the lore, know the characters, know the story. Let's not start doing it just because I'm saying it. Let's just leave it to the people who actually know what they're talking about and who know what the Inquisitors are. And what... Now, in terms of perfect.
Hello.
They're setting it up.
I was just about to say that. So, for the second duel that Vader and Kenobi are going to have, they're setting it up. You know, it's going to happen. You'd be lying to your consumer if you say rematch of the century and don't do it. Like, come on. Now, is it better than Mandalorian? No, but I enjoy it more because it's more mine. You know, it's Hayden, it's Ewan.
It's a limited series, like
you know, and I don't want to
with like 6 episodes to a show that has 16.
Exactly.
Show.
And I think there's so much emotional potential that I would really be disappointed if they don't go all in because there's so much more they could do. And you know, I've seen someone ask me this before. You know, hey, but Jacob, in this book, paragraph 3, sentence 12, 100, page 105, it says this person can't. I don't care. Disney have made it perfectly known. They don't care about the books because they keep retconning stuff from them in the live action anyway. So whatever's on the silver screen, that's Star Wars to me. Now, I'm going to round it off with this because otherwise I won't shut up and we'll be on Kenobi for 3 hours. So I'm going to round it up with this. I'm absolutely... Hey, you see, this is it. This is it. Shirts off.
Oh, yeah.
Eli and Robbie in the tournament players. I really enjoy it. I like where they're going with it. And I'm just going to say this after I start piggybacking off of you guys. Star Wars fans.
Shut up.
Can you learn the virtue of patience, please? We're only halfway. There's 3 more episodes. And regardless if you don't like the first 3, you haven't seen the full product yet. And the episodes, I hate to break it to you, they're already filmed, edited, and made.
It's over. You can't do nothing about it.
You can't do nothing about it. So they're going to air regardless.
It's time to go.
It's time to go. It's time to
go now.
And I'm going to end it with this before I pass over to Christian. The Order 66 scene at the start of episode 1. Here's what's going to happen, because I've seen people freaking out. How does Reva know who Anakin is?
So annoying.
If you look carefully, Reva is one of the younglings, okay?
Yeah.
They're going on a hallway, right? That walkway. Perfect. They're going on a hallway. They're setting it up.
They're setting it up.
They're going... Do that again.
Bring me to him right now.
They're going on a walkway, right? There's a big door at the other side. A massive door. Anakin's going to walk out that door, slaughtering Jedi Masters left and right.
What's up with Anakin going through doors, man? Just like slaughtering people.
It's his thing, man. It's his thing. Kind of a sadistic thing, but it's his thing. He's going to walk through the doors. Reva and the younglings are going to see him massacring the Jedi Masters. And don't be surprised if you see most of those younglings get killed off. I'm just putting a PSA out there. It will happen off camera, but you'll know that it's happening. And we've long prophesied who saved Grogu. Who was it? It might have been Reva.
Never know.
Everyone's expecting, Mace Windu. I got a video in the week talking about why he should not come back to where fans want him to come back, because story-wise it makes no sense.
Not at all.
But if he is to come back, you have to do it as soon as episode 3 ends. You can't let this dude live past that timeline. It doesn't make sense. That's a bigger retcon than anything Disney have done. Mace Windu.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying? Like he will not sit on the sidelines for 30 years while Palpatine's
Yeah.
going, do it, and Vader's going, you know, he will not sit on
Nah,
the
Mace
sidelines. There's no
Mace
way.
ain't like no
Like
regular
this.
Jedi. He ain't taking that. He ain't
Nah,
sitting behind.
Mace is the Compton version of a Jedi. He will pull up.
He'll pull up.
It's Samuel L. Jackson. He'll pull up. He don't
with the
care.
F-bomb.
He'll,
Yeah,
With the F-bomb.
With the one
And he
F-bomb per
pleaded.
series. Yeah.
I
He
will
pleaded
get the
with
He'd be the
George.
one to tell Kathleen Lee Kennedy, like, listen, I'm gonna do what I want to do. Screw your script. But
He'll say, "May the
I mean,
force be
he
with you."
literally pleaded, son of a bitch. He literally pleaded to George to say, "Man, please, can I say the line? No, see, Samuel, this movie, kids are gonna watch it. We can't do that. But we can write it on your lightsaber. So it's actually on his lightsaber hilt. The word
May
motherfucker.
the force be with you.
Now I'm gonna pass over to Christian. Otherwise, I'm gonna be talking for about 3 hours. But just one more time, leave Star Wars to the people who know what they're talking about. Christian, you have the floor, sir. Fire away.
So when I first watched episode 1, when they kickstarted with the beginning of the prequels flashbacks to fully keeps us updated for what really went down. This is a very good way how I really love the way how they kicked it off, just to show the horrible things that happened. And then the second when I saw Obi-Wan Kenobi appear on screen, it felt so nostalgic, to be honest. So nostalgic to see Ewan back after so long. It really was something unexpected for me. I wasn't ready for that. And episode 1 really nailed the part where when it comes to PTSD and trauma and fear. And Obi-Wan has never wielded a lightsaber for 10 years. That's a long, long time.
Mm-hmm.
And what really hit me the most was the emotional trauma and the PTSD suffering from his previous life when he was a Jedi. They got this very well done, and to showcase his turmoil.
You can say it louder, man. Yes, please.
And as I was saying, Owen, he didn't want Obi-Wan's help, and it really hurts me to see Obi-Wan in this stage, because we don't see Obi-Wan in our screens. We see a broken man who feels blame that he actually taught his own apprentice, and he's the one he believes that he killed his own apprentice. It's a lot to take in, because every time when I see Obi-Wan in his most lowest point, it hurts me to my core. And soon as the episode progresses with Leia, they got her character right. This rebellious girl,
Yeah,
reminded me.
They got her spot on. I forgot to say it. They got her spot on.
She reminded me completely in the New Hope Leia, which she actually is extremely rebellious.
She burned her cousin alive.
Okay. So what I was Leia's father, Bail Organa, going to Tatooine to convince Obi-Wan to save his daughter. That's a very bold move for him to appear physically, because him hiding in a hologram, it's not gonna really affect him as much, because when it comes to distant meeting, it does not connect with people that much. And when Bail Organa appear physically in front of Obi-Wan, this is where I actually started to feel the connection a lot more. This is where things start to build up. Obi-Wan really lost hope. He also mentioned that the time of the Jedi was over. Very reminiscing to Luke. Coincidence. And later, I'm very skeptical because of the later episodes, how they progress with his character. And man, that's a lot to take in. That's so much to take in for me. For him bearing the lightsabers, his and Anakin, to the desert, really, that really shows that he really wants to bury the past. because if he cannot leave that past to keep up on him.
Mm.
So
Absolutely, man.
and second episode was okay. It wasn't bad. When Reva first appeared, the way she behaved, I was like, oh jeez, she's gonna be a problem. And I mean it, because we saw what she really did when it comes to her uh, what I mean, her special desires to impress Vader to be
WNBA.
second command, and that's the reason she stabbed the Grand Inquisitor in his.
They set it up, you know.
Just to let everybody know, his
WNBA.
they have two stomachs, so there's a
Thank you.
possibility.
Do you know what, Christian? Thank you. Sorry to cut you off, Christian. Like, this is why you leave it to people who know what they're talking about. The Grand Inquisitor has two stomachs. He's fine. He's alive. Stop freaking out that he's dead. Carry on.
And the first time he appeared in live action, physically throughout the episodes, because we didn't get a good look at him on the trailers, because he was quite distant a bit with the shadows and the lighting. It was because they're trying to showcase a little bit more of the cinematography, how they shoot the camera. But when they do the close-up shots with his eyes red and yellow, I was like, damn, that he looks intimidating than the trailer. Jesus. They showcased his behavior, that he's by far one of the reason that Grand Inquisitor, what really impressed me most is that he's not as rash as the other Inquisitors. He's patient and he's taking his time. But whereas Reva, she doesn't take time. She gets immediately to the point. And this is the Grand Inquisitor is smart. He doesn't want to kill people. Like, he wants information. The more you interrogate, the better information you have. The more you kill, the less information you get. And wow, the second episode where Reva was on her way to capture Obi-Wan, that feels a massive horror type sequence, because it is not just the world where Obi-Wan went to rescue Leia. It feels completely dark and completely more like a there's some places that are dark and gritty, where there's people running around the streets that they look for stuff, something like that. And when I see the way that was shot, it really got me intrigued that something very bad things is going to happen, and eventually it did. And for Reva to use the mind trick against the innocent man who actually used...
Reva gets right to the point. I love it.
It showcases that the powers existed through millennia. That is not just years, millennia. And for them using the mind trick, it showcases why the Sith are very dangerous. They don't need the information to speak. They can also use the Force to get the information in their heads. When the second Obi-Wan said the name Anakin, and then transitioned the exact same face to Anakin's opening eyes, my spine filled me with chills.
One of the best moments.
The tubes that covered his mask inside in this glass tube watery to keep him contained. Well done. Third episode, kicking off with Vader, as usual, and Obi-Wan meditating to seek guidance. And as we all know, he doesn't get it yet. But for just one fact for people that missed, in episode 3, Yoda actually told Obi-Wan to show how to communicate with Qui-Gon Jinn at the end of the film. And then we see him trying to communicate with him, trying to meditate. And as we see, there's a very less effort, because it's been 10 years since he never used the Force. And he struggled to capture Leia in episode 2. He struggled because of his age. And where Vader would start to be assembled with his robotic parts, the tubes being removed. Oh, that's graphic as hell, man. Jeez. And they got his helmet done, and the second that his breath comes out, very reminiscent to episode 3, the second they assembled him at the end of the movie.
I love it, man.
Talk about the beginning, the ending of one episode of one film, starting with a new beginning. This is a new beginning now. Now we see Vader fully starting the full journey, and then we see him in the screens. So, for me, knowing that James Earl Jones actually technically voiced Vader in this series, they actually used an AI to adjust to make him more defined. And for those of you who did see Rogue One, the voice feels a little off a bit, is because they didn't have the AI from the very beginning. He still sounded good, but in this he sounded a lot better.
You can hear Hayden in his voice as well because it's a respeech. If you
yes, it's a respeech.
You can hear Hayden in there.
Yes, what they got really right. The suit is exactly the same in episode 3 as usual, because in the New Hope and up to Return of the Jedi, the buttons. The difference is that the one button is blue in the original trilogy. It's blue.
The loading droid is Wrecker. Yeah, that's stupid. Carry on, Chris. Sorry.
As I was saying, the original trilogy, if you pay close attention to his chest buttons, one of it's blue, and in the beginning of the prequels, the button was green, and now we have the green back.
Exactly,
so,
because they're merging the two together, and then when it gets absolutely destroyed,
there's a possibility that he might reassemble himself with a different suit, because the helmet is different than the original trilogy and the prequels. There's a possibility he might reassemble his suit, or maybe his confrontation against.
By the end of the show, he'll have a suit closer to the original trilogy, because this one's going to get battered. Like, it's going to get torn apart.
Yeah, that's what I feel. What I really love about Vader's appearance in his throne in his castle, I love that the second his body movement was so done. He's actually, the second he launched on, his absolute aggressive tone and the structure in his body. He wants Obi-Wan. He wants him. And what's really astonishing to me now he doesn't care about the Grand Inquisitor, so he's really paying more attention to Reva to prove herself. Fail him once, you're his next victim.
That's fucking good.
And the second, the next few minutes, we see Obi-Wan in the desert with Leia trying to gather a place to hide. And the one shot that as soon as he was looking and see a person with robes, my eyes just closed to take a better look, and I was like, "Oh fuck you!" This is the only words that came out of my mouth, and the rest of my brain was like, "You really haven't recovered, didn't you?" Yep, he had never recovered. Anakin outside the desert, looking directly in his eyes, showcases why.
That's the closest you'll get to a horror movie.
He has not got over his fear whatsoever. He's still hunted by it. And also when he found out Anakin is still alive. Well, he's no longer Anakin. The later moments as sun goes down, when I heard the breath going down, this was something that scared the living hell out of me. Vader appearing in the desert. The second I saw his silhouette, his shadow coming through one of the houses, my eyes widened like a dish. None of us expected that he was going to be there. None of us did.
Dude, that was the best bit of the whole thing.
The way it was shot with the cameras. Just the second it was paneled down to the ground.
Seeing that scene in a cinema. Holy shit. Oh.
Yeah, it would have been insane. As I was saying, the way that the camera itself was moving down the ground is to showcase his cape and his boots. Well, it's robotic limbs, of course, as you all know. Is to showcase what most filmmakers do occasionally is to showcase the height of the character. First they panel down, and then they panel it a little more upwards to showcase the height and the dominance of the villain. And as soon as Vader the camera starts paneling down to Vader, this is where things get more serious.
Yeah. I mean,
He's walking through that path, and as soon as he senses him, Obi-Wan, and I can know what's going through his mind. I can know what he's going through his mind. If I can,
I mean, am I right in assuming that you
really draw you out?
Am I right in assuming that you really enjoyed that part of the episode? Like, it's the best bit, isn't it?
It's just the way it was shot. It's just the way the beginning it was shot.
Perfect. Absolutely.
I love the way the second he stopped and the way his head just stopped just a second. And he was in my certain beliefs, he was thinking, well, if you're not coming out, I have to draw you out. He dropped that man out of his house, choking the life out of him. Jesus. Well, just to let people know, there's a small, tiny
to send a clear message to Obi-Wan more than anything. But just being conscious of time, we're gonna pass it on to King, and then we'll have like all of us kind of bouncing off of each other. But I'm assuming that you really enjoyed this one.
I really enjoyed it, but it's not as perfect as you all know, because there are also errors when it comes
there's errors, but I mean, hey.
But for example,
I'm sure King's gonna probably point out a few of those errors right now.
I will point out the errors. You know what? Let me go ahead and get started right now. Okay, let's go. Overall, this show is better than Boba Fett. I mean, there's nothing worse that you can get than Boba Fett. This show is the bomb. This show is actually, I want to say it's the bomb. It's about, for me right now, we got the last 3 episodes, so relax, fans. It ain't over. I mean, I'm like in between. Like, it's a 7.5 for me right now. Just right now. We got 3 more episodes. My favorite WNBA play. I mean, my girl. Honestly, Riva, she's not that bad. I mean, you can like roll your eyes on some things, but like you can just say like, okay, fine. She just reminds me of middle management at a grocery store that I just know. I'm just gonna throw it out there. Just she's the employee that cusses out her boss and like tells her that she's gonna go to break for like an hour and not get written up. That's the type of employee that I see.
She gets onto it for like an hour, and then eventually she gets to the point. Yeah.
I think little Leia. Come on, guys. I think for both sides, I can see both point of views. Like I can see like the haters are saying like, all right, she is a little annoying at times, but like, come on, guys. If you watch the original Star Wars, that's how Leia acts. She's cocky.
She's cocky. Is people will claim to be a Star Wars fan, but they have no fucking idea what the hell they're watching.
It's like
in the original trilogy, right? Han and Luke are incompetent as hell. Leia's the one that saves them because they're so.
They're still trying to figure out who's going to be the knight in shining armor, and she just said, move out the way. Bam!
Move out the way with your egos. Give me the
ball. Let people know she's as important as Luke. Bail Organa said that.
Hey, King loves that line.
I don't know about that, but I was not done yet. Okay, I'm just saying like this. Okay, let's talk about the stormtroopers. That's really been my main gripe. Like that last episode, I'm like, ooh, damn. Did they even get the memo? Like, did they even like read the paperwork or anything? Like, I'm trying to figure out. These are the most dumbest stormtroopers of all time. Hey, we're looking for a Jedi. Yeah, he's with a little girl.
They are.
I was like, have you guys hunted down Jedi before? I mean, he fits the description. I mean, I'm just saying, like,
his surname's Kenobi. Changes his first name.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, like, literally, did you read the paperwork? His face is all over the galaxy. How do you not? Okay, all right, all right, Lucas.
It's Jim's first day on the job.
It's like, all right, Lucas, we're just gonna be a little inconsistent, but not too inconsistent to where like, dang, seriously, we're doing this or we're doing this. But yeah, man, honestly, dude, like I don't hate it, but like I don't love it either. I'm like in between right now. We still got 3 more episodes, like I said. Like, you know, it can either go, it can, like I said, what have I guys told you, dude, this whole entire thing about Star Wars? It can either go really good or it can go really bad. And you know, so that's kind of how I feel right now. I was gonna rant about some stuff, but it's not been in the description. But like, you know, let's just keep it humble right now, because you know what, I'm gonna save that all up for the DC and Marvel segments that are coming up. So my young little Jewish friend TCK, you go ahead, take it over, brother.
Jesus Christ.
Thank you for that description.
You didn't really have to say that.
Thank you, fellow black man.
Thank you, Manjaro.
Okay.
I think you guys almost choked Jacob here.
Yeah.
That was the result of last night. Carry on, TCK. Carry on, Noah.
All right. So yeah, I'm really liking the show so far. What I'm liking and what I was hoping they would do before, and what they're doing is it's a character-driven show for sure, which is what I really like.
That's for sure.
Yeah, because Star Wars is usually always hit or miss with me, but if they have good characters on the screen, you know, likable characters, then that's when I'll get hooked on the show. Like Boba Fett, I didn't like any of the characters, so I couldn't.
I told you, nothing is worse than Boba Fett. Lucasfilm, you screwed over my boy. I hate you guys.
They didn't even focus
finish
on
it.
him. They never focused on his character and his progression.
Exactly. But he wasn't even in an episode, right?
No,
He wasn't-
Boba
he
Fett
wasn't
was
in
in the
that.
hyperbolical time chamber. If you know, all you Dragon Ball Z fans, what I'm talking about, he was in the healing tank 90% of the time. Don't play with
No.
Don't play with me, Lucasfilm.
You know, it's like Boba Fett had the Black Panther thing. He was more intimidating in Mandalorian than his own show.
Yeah.
Carry on.
But yeah, I love how character driven the show is, with especially Obi-Wan, and how we're learning like his side mentally, you know, what he's been going through mentally, and how he's expressing it, how we're seeing it. I'm loving all of that so far, and I hope they continue to do that, because I feel like there's a point where he's just gonna snap, you know, and he just can't handle, you know, what's happening. And I think that's gonna be really cool to see. And I also love how suspenseful this show has been. Like every episode has had 1 or 2 scenes that's like I've been like on the edge, like what's gonna happen? Like this is like I'm not sure what's gonna happen here. So I love how suspenseful it is. Like that storm trooper scene on that space Uber or whatever it was. Like that was suspenseful as hell. Like when the stormtrooper was like, he said Leia, and I was like, ooh, what's gonna happen? But of course, stormtroopers are stupid. Staying
I mean, they miss everything. I'm just saying.
Staying true to the character.
Couldn't score in a I'm not, can't say that on there.
And yeah, with Leia, first of all, incredible young actress playing Leia. Like she's killing it for sure. Whether you love no matter your opinions on what they're doing with the character, you had to admit she's doing an incredible job. You know, she's so believable that this is a young Leia. And I think that's a huge part goes to the actress. But I like what they're doing. I did not expect at all to even see Leia as much as we are in this show, but I'm enjoying it. I'm really liking it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm liking the show. I hope it stays on this, you know, level.
Yeah.
Of, you know, it's character driven, but also it has, you know, your cool moments, good action, good score. The score is also great. Good cinematography. Yeah. And yeah, that's all. That's all.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in agreement as well. Like, I like what they're doing with with young Leia. I expected to see her in the show, but not like the way that they've done it. And I talked about this yesterday on Sam's Nerds channel. Shout out to him, by the way, if he's watching. But one thing I hope that they don't do, and this is the double edge of Mandalorian being as successful as it is the father son mother daughter father daughter mother son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like don't overuse that. Like the reason why it's so good with like Anakin and his mum, or Luke and his family, or Ahsoka and Anakin, like the reason it's so good is because you use it sporadically. You don't overuse it. Yeah, don't
Yeah.
do it too much, because then you render it null and void. Bad Batch does it as well with Omega and Hunter. Like don't do it
Yeah.
every. But yeah,
Yeah.
well said, man. Now, Ray J,
Kenny.
it's probably going to happen.
It's probably not gonna happen.
That's probably going to happen.
Yeah, next I'm out. No, I'm playing.
Kick to the face. What?
No. Shit to you.
You're supposed to go. Yeah, you fucked that up. Yeah, one job. Carry on.
But going into Kenobi, I thought that it would be very. I had my like ups and downs, like worries about the show, but
My reservations.
yeah, I was reserved because I haven't liked what Disney has done with Star Wars.
Hey, everybody.
But
I think everybody has.
yeah, but when I watched it, like the first episode, and then I thought I in my honest opinion, I like the first 2 episodes. I think people kind of rag on it too much. Like
It sets it up.
Yeah, it sets
Setting it up.
Like people like I've seen people on Twitter that don't know anything about Star Wars, and there's people that
Yeah, stick to what you. Well, I'd say what you know, but you don't clearly know anything of anything. Just stick
And
to
then
it.
there's people that have said like, that they didn't like their first episode. I'm like, yeah, they could have done more, but like, why would you do more in the first episode when you
They
have,
like The Force Awakens, and this is exactly how The Force Awakens started.
yeah, like they
Just
want.
bring out that.
Here's my issue with some Star Wars fans. They say that they could have done more. First off, it's setup. Second, if you do more in the first episode, then you don't have more to do in the last 5 episodes. So you have to like build up to stuff.
Exactly. You got to go through the foundation of it. It's just because it's done in an episodic format that people aren't patient,
So I got everything I wanted with the first episode of Obi-Wan, where he was very alone. He was broken. He didn't want to do anything. He didn't know how to like help others. And I love the scenes where he like the Inquisitors are looking for him.
Yeah.
That sound. And he can't. He's hiding. That is when Star Wars is at its best.
Tension.
Like the tension. This is the old Star Wars. Like the tension is up there.
Yeah.
These
And
whippersnappers don't know.
and that end where when Vader woke up, oh dude.
Oh,
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Mm.
I can even say that myself. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah.
But I'm loving the fight choreography with the sabers. Oh, amazing.
You thought the fight choreography was? I thought it was just okay.
it was okay.
It
But
was-
I liked it.
I think they're saving it for their final.
Yeah.
That's when they're
Yeah,
gonna-
because I was about to say,
I mean, to me,
maybe I'm being a little too selfish. Well, I pay for your stuff. Nah, I'm gonna tell you like I want it. Nah, man, you gotta give me some good lightsaber battles because that one was just
I
like
mean, the thing is, they said
Yep.
that it was going to be very prequel-esque. That felt very Rise of Skywalker to me. Like on when they're hitting like baseball bats. I want to see the Rogue One Vader. Obi-Wan doing this. Like there's that weird bit in A New Hope when Obi just goes like this for no reason at all. Carry on. I'm doing it again.
I mean, I liked it. I enjoyed it, but I thought it was very personal, especially with Vader. Like he just like toying with him, like
Oh, dude, he fucking comes right out of nowhere, tries to take his head off. Like he was straight in there.
He was going straight for the kill. Straight for the kill.
He was scary in that episode. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
I would say probably more scary than Rogue One.
it was like Reva. It was like Reva
Rogue
trying
One, to be fair, was just like
getting
one
out the belt.
scene with
Yeah.
him, but
Yeah, like Rogue One, he's scary, but it's against rebels. They wouldn't have stood a chance with him at all.
I believe it's very reminiscent to Empire Strikes Back, where Luke faces him.
Yeah, it's basically that. It's taunting him.
Yeah, but I like that. Little Leia she is stealing the show for me.
Oh yeah, she's a scene stealer.
That actress, amazing. We're gonna go places. People, Star Wars fans, stop complaining. Seriously, like, I'm sorry if you think she's annoying, then you hated yourself as a kid, because every 10-year-old was
basically every kid.
Every kid, okay.
Yeah. What kid isn't annoying?
Yeah. So, but
Anakin clearly agrees.
Yeah.
I think some people even put this complaint in saying, like, because she's a royal, she was like supposed to act a little bit more etiquette, and I can see it that way. You have a small point, but other than that, most 10-year-olds act like that.
It's like saying a pastor's kid is supposed to act like a Christian. They don't.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying, like, that. Somebody actually made a good point right there.
Skywalker blood, so it makes sense, you know. And the character of Leia is loved because she's, you know, I mean, that cousin, that little pompous douchebag.
Oh yeah, he deserved it.
So shit.
Pillin.
That was funny.
Even though she felt sad about it, she was like, "I feel sad, but I'm gonna redirect this right back at you. How do you like it? You say what your father
You're
said.
just scared of your dad."
Like, hey, that's Leia right there.
That's that Black Air Force energy right there. I'll see you later.
That's that TCK in the group chat energy.
Oh yeah, you evil. I mean,
You're setting it up.
They're setting it up.
You're setting it up.
Can completely
But
agree.
I enjoyed it so far. But as far as Reva, like, she's not that bad. Like, people calm down. Like,
I mean, I can see what people are talking about, because there'd be sometimes where you're like,
but then again, like, I think people are overselling it. Like, I think people are overdoing it. Like, it's like, oh, she's the worst.
One of my friends, one of the guys that I work with at one of my jobs or whatever, he basically told me this. He said straight up, when has Star Wars ever had good acting? Like,
that's
he's
true.
Hardcore.
Well, it has great acting moments, but by and large, it's always had. And the thing is, you know, I can't believe I'm defending the house of hey everybody. But you know, essentially, Reva is basically young Anakin from Episode 2. She's angsty. She's, you know, brooding. She's like, you know, oh, I'm naive. I'm the best. Rah rah rah. She's naive. She's basically Anakin.
She reminds me of
He sees himself in her, you know.
She reminds me of a character off a Tyler Perry movie.
To be honest, I like the fact, you know, while everyone's like, you know, I actually like the fact, while the Grand Inquisitor is going around going, oh, we will hunt the Jedi. She picked up a knife.
Jay knows what I'm talking about.
She gets straight to the point. Like, she doesn't cut the bullshit, get right to the point. I love it. I love it. Carry on, Ronald Jackson.
Ryan Johnson.
No.
Tyler Perry.
No. But I enjoyed it. But I'm mostly just happy just to see, like, Kenobi, like Ewan, Hayden back. You know, they just deserve this. And it's like, you know, Toby's like we're in the era where, like, you know, like the prime pop culture, like are coming back. You know, Toby come back. Yeah, Ewan. You know, but I'm enjoying the show so far. I hope it sticks the landing, because I don't like the 6 episodes.
Oh, better stick with the landing.
So, but yeah.
Well, you know, Disney Plus. And
I have to reserve judgment. Like, we got 3 more episodes, so
6 episode finales. They just.
I don't.
We'll talk more about that in Marvel, but
that's where you see the bulk of most of
that DC Marvel segment.
To be fair, at least, despite how Book of Boba Fett is overall, at least it had somewhat of a finale. But, you know, to be fair, I'm not counting that. That finale sucked. But Mandalorian season 1 and 2, right? Those finales in the landing.
Yeah.
So 50-50. Marvel shows, however, can't do it, but we'll get to that. Yinky,
close us out, man.
I actually have not dived into this just yet, so it's kind of in the back burner.
Well,
Spoilers.
we're setting it up. We're setting it up.
Setting it up, yeah. But how is Hayden's performance though?
We really don't get to see it.
Yeah.
We see only him in his robes only, but
Yeah,
he's
just one.
but we did see a little bit of his facial expressions.
And I saw
with
people
angry
freaking
look.
out about this because they're using apparently there's because they've got 3 people in the suit pretty much. They've got the stunt dude doing the fights. They've got someone doing full
That's
body
normal
shots.
people.
They've got Hayden. Right, so there's 3 people. There's been people flipping this narrative that Disney used it as a ploy to basically say Hayden's back, but he's not really back. It's like, no, he's back.
Like,
all right,
he
you
is
guys are
back,
grasping
and
at
he
straws.
used
You're
people
clutching
to match with the
you're clutching
suit.
at low-hanging stuff,
Fair.
right? Come
He
on.
wouldn't have.
People are just jumping to the
back.
conclusions way too early for Christ.
He
I mean,
wouldn't
for
have.
Christ's sake, wait till the finale when Obi smashes his Vader and then he just pulls that
Okay.
shit off. Like,
My predictions overall, like the episode 4, I think it's gonna be a Reva/Anakin episode. That's how I feel.
Flashback heavy.
Yeah, because they gotta take a break because Obi-Wan got his butt kicked, so he got to have some type of like training with the Force type of thing, and then you
Another
just do it like
parallel.
that.
Obi's going to be in the Bacta tank the whole time. Obi-Wan's going to have flashbacks. Anakin's going to have flashbacks. Reva's going to have flashbacks. It's going to be a flashback-centric episode.
Yeah, so be prepared for the episode 4 to be flashback centric.
Also, Hayden wouldn't have come back if he wasn't gonna be acting in it. Like that just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's false advertising. We ain't doing Transformers the last night out here.
I mean, and besides, we haven't got the most important scene of all time.
Oh,
we haven't got the Padme scene. I'm just saying. I can't wait until that.
It's
I
going
can't
to be
wait.
mentioned, but I do not want that here. I do not want that here. We are not DC.
Yes.
No, my boys deserve better. They no. If they Obi-Wan will say Padme during the fight, that's gonna happen. That's probably gonna happen. But what's probably not gonna happen is save Padme.
Yes, it's not
That's
gonna happen.
like.
Why did you say that name?
Oh, King, you dark sider. You this is why. You're
What do you
the
mean by
Senate.
that?
You're tempting the apprentice here. Hey,
He said it.
you know what I meant. You know exactly what I meant. You know what? You know what? Right. Before we transition, let's throw it back for a second. You remember that stream we did a while back where Darius said, "So you're saying you're in favor of segregation, Jacob?" You know, I've been put in that box before. Yeah.
It was too easy.
I set it up.
Yeah, you set it up.
Unintentionally.
Yeah.
Unintentionally.
Yeah.
Time to get a new catchphrase now.
God damn it. But yeah, overall, that's our consensus on Kenobi, first 3 episodes, and you know, hopefully it can stick the landing, and just more oatmeal everywhere, more Vader stuff, more Anakin stuff, more Obi-Wan stuff. There'll be more Reva, unfortunately. For all the people like, no, how could she be in my show? You're not writing it. Go write something and then see if you...
Well, you don't own Star Wars, fans. You don't own it. You don't own it. Quit being kids and start treating the company like your parents.
Hell yeah.
Well, to a certain extent, let me go ahead and say this, and then we move in the on. We're customers. We put money towards it. And I'm gonna leave it right there.
Let me just put this out. No fan owns Star Wars, and these people are actually in Star Wars. The fans aren't. I hate to be that guy, but the fans aren't.
No, I'm just saying. But we put money towards it, so we kind of got a small say on
my
it.
point is the 100 fans' opinions, you know, versus the general consensus.
No, but I think everybody has their opinion. Or
yeah, everyone has their opinion.
Everybody is entitled to their opinion. Whether
we
people
can't
like it
use
or
that
not,
as
we can respect it.
quantification or validation for the way fans behave, like entitled, spoiled children. You know, it's like
no, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that, you know, to a certain extent, because even Hayden even said that the fans kind of do own the characters. I didn't say that. Hayden said it.
In the sense that the fans own the character to an extent of what they interpret the character to be.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like, you know,
in that way, and you have to care about the fans. That's important. But
Yeah.
my problem with a lot of fans now is because they go and see a fan film on YouTube, they think everything has to be that. It's like, you know that SC-38 Vader Obi-Wan thing? That duel is sick. It's badass.
Oh yeah,
But,
I already
yeah,
watched that because
the
of
thing
you.
is, that's one fight scene in isolation. That's not a good story because it's an
Yeah.
isolated scene. You have to get to you have to work to that. You know, you can't just do it. Like that's not how storytelling works. You know, it's a great still. I have a feeling, and I'll say this on there. I don't think the rematch in this show will match that because that
Of course not.
is
That slap.
that's ultimate. But I think
Okay,
one thing we
what's
can agree on.
Yeah.
Save Padme.
We're gonna move the
it's not gonna happen.
We're gonna move the on. Let's go. All right. So the next thing we're gonna be talking about is the takeover of David Zasloff in the DC universe.
Oh, now this is where
My
we're
friend.
all on the same page.
Let's go, Mr. Jacob. I'll let you start it off.
You know
Anybody
what?
else
You know
wants-
what? We're gonna have a change of pace, King. I want you to start us off, pal.
Oh yes, Lord, thank you. We
Let's get
finally
right
got
out the
somebody. We finally got somebody that actually is asking the questions that we all are asking right now. How come Henry Cavill is not Superman? How come we don't have structure in this universe? It's just, why is Batman single-handedly carrying DC by himself? It doesn't make any sense. And you know what? Because he's an actual real leader, he actually fired the people that wasn't making money. Because you know what? If it ain't making money, it ain't making no sense. And that's just basically how I see it right now. So right now, I see what DC is going. They need to go ahead and cut off Gotham Knights before that stuff even starts. Amber Heard, I keep on hearing that she's not going to be playing Aquaman 2. I'm happy about that. Thank you, Mr. David Zaslav.
Out of that movie.
We need to take care of Ezra Miller. He needs to go. Like, I hope they kick him off of the Flash project, but I doubt it. Because he's protected or whatever. Right now, but that's just I set the floor out for you guys. So how you guys feel about this?
And I think for this one, we can just bounce off of each other.
Yeah, just go ahead and bounce it off.
With the way things have been for DC, right? And I remember my earliest conversations with you guys or anyone way back when is Avengers Endgame. If DC had played their cards right and they had actually built up a universe properly, by the time Endgame rolled around, that could have been their moment to take over. But they screwed the pooch. They left the pooch out to dry, and then they put him. It rained, and they still left him outside. Like it's the definition of 5 steps forward, 10 steps back. And I'm really hoping that with this latest move from David of getting them CW shows the hell out of there. I'm sorry, like Arrow, I can still rewatch that one. I thought that one was pretty alright. The rest, out. Bye bye. Gone. Don't care.
Besides Superman and Lois.
Away.
That's so good.
I need to check that out.
I still need to check that out because my girl
That's more
Amy told me.
HBO. That's more HBO.
Right? I don't like the look of that because it looks like, and I'm gonna
He
go
said
there,
that's where HBO.
it looks like Vampire Diaries with superpowers. Like it looks like Vampire Diaries with superpowers. So, David, you're doing a great service, but your work isn't quite complete yet. Your work isn't done. Still got more. Still, you Thanos snapped. Now you need to not like Thanos snap. You need to double snap. Get that out of there. But also, there's reports of Henry Cavill coming back now, and if a Man of Steel 2 is confirmed, I will kiss this dude's shoes. I'm not even joking. I've been craving this movie for damn near 10 years. Like, what? Come on. Let's make it happen.
I mean, I'm down for it, man. The first Man of Steel movie, I don't care what nobody said. That's a classic.
You got Peacemaker. And as we're all on air, everyone grab like a shirt or something. Let's do let's do it. Go on, let's do it. King, I'll let you usher us in with a song.
Do you really want to taste it?
Hell yeah. Perfect. But yeah, I don't know how you guys feel about. Well, actually, to be fair, I kind of have a feeling how you guys feel about it. But in terms of one question I want to put forth to you guys: how do you reckon they'll approach the DCEU going forward? Like, will they, continue with Henry Cavill alone, or will they do stuff with like Zack and his movies, or what do you guys feel about that?
Okay, can I go?
No.
It's a free for all.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Free for all.
Oh, well, for me, I do like. He's a new CEO, right? Slazo.
Yeah.
What?
The hell?
What is he doing?
Okay.
Like a V shape on my foot.
I do like what he's doing. Like he's getting all the trash out the way, but I do want a little bit more patience, just a little bit more patience from him. Like, don't cancel every single thing. Like, even like stuff that like give stuff a chance, but like he is doing I do like what he's doing so far. Like he's getting all the trash like out of there. But I think what they'll do with DC, like I've always said, and TCK said this as well, DC does not need to be Marvel. They don't have to have everything connect. Yeah. They're better at doing separate stories. They've already said they want to do more like separate integrated storylines where it's just like those type of movies. So if they do that, like,
and they can push the boundary in ways that Marvel can't.
A lot to deal with. That Marvel can, exactly. So
yeah.
I think they should do that. I think that, as you'll have like Matt Reeves stuff, you have James Gunn stuff, you'll have different directors just coming in, like they'll have creative control, they can do whatever they want. And as far as Snyder, I don't know. Like if he gives them the go ahead to do a Justice League 2, 3, he'll do it. I think it's gonna be a win for everybody.
It's more variety.
DC
universe
is gonna be going forward.
I mean, if anything, they've been on this multiverse stuff since before Marvel, so they'll probably say, "Oh, it's in the multiverse,"
Because what the game plan is so far is like I know Zack Snyder's doing his stuff with Rebel Moon, which I'm probably gonna check that one out because they said it's an inspiration off of Star Wars or whatever. I'm gonna check that one out.
I remember you telling me about that. That might be good.
But like they want him to I think he's doing those projects, but they said that he might come back to like finish the last 2 movies, and they probably break it up as a TV show on HBO Max or whatever. So I mean, you watch it on HBO Max just like the Penguin show.
And it's good that you bring that up because one thing I do want to point out is we are in the age of streaming, folks, and the streaming wars are in full effect. Like, I know companies say this for PR. Oh, if one streaming services win, we all win. Like, that's a Tory level.
That's a lie.
That's a Tory level quote from season 3. It's like one of us gets hurt, we all get hurt. It's some bullshit. But the thing is, nothing is off the table now. David Ayer could get his version of the Suicide Squad put out there, even though they're going with a new direction. Marketing,
make money, bro.
Business-wise, it will make money because they can use it with their streaming service. And if Disney Plus is any indication, like as soon as Kenobi ends, we've got Andor coming up. We've got She-Hulk and that weird, basically. Series that we got, whatever the hell that is. Then we've got Miss Marvel coming up. Like there's project after project after project. But if that's any indication, DC will be like, hey, well, we can make something of this. We don't need to kill off the DCEU completely. Aquaman makes money, not because of Amber Heard. Get her the fuck out of there. But Jason Momoa, it makes money because of her. Not because of her, because of him. They'll bloody snap me in two. But you've got Batman that it hasn't made huge money, but because it's so good, word of mouth will go around, and by the time a second one rolls around, money.
You even got the Rock. You even got the Rock with Black Adam. Now I don't think Black Adam's gonna do good, but since you got the Rock on your side, people are just gonna come to go support the Rock.
Yeah. I mean, he's not who I would have personally picked to play Black Adam because he's going to play himself. But he's money.
He's already an anti-hero, so you don't even have to watch the movie.
Yeah, you know how it's going to play out.
Do you guys think Michael J. White would have done a Black Adam?
Wait, Michael J. White as Black Adam?
No,
I don't think that's going to fly.
I could see him more as one of the street level heroes. He played Bronze Tiger in Arrow. He was perfect.
I could see him doing Bronze Tiger again.
Great as Von Steiger.
I think the DCEU should be scrapped. I mean, if besides like the Peacemaker stuff, I think this Flash movie, we know it's gonna be a disaster. Have it destroy this universe, honestly. And I'm not, and like have everything else be in its own universe. Like you can have Peacemaker, that whole thing, be in like a similar universe to the one we're in, but a different one.
I think
Yeah.
you're saying, so basically DCEU Mark II.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
well, that's what's going on right now because they even starting to make it to where like Matt Reeves has his universe, James Gunn has his universe, and Zack Snyder has his.
Exactly. That's what I think you need. The DC needs to do to be successful. First of all, the DCU, too many actors are just gone. Ezra Miller is going to be gone. Amber Heard, Ray Fisher, Ben Affleck. The list goes on. Too many actors are just not a part of it anymore, and it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so
I need to stop trying to convince Ben Affleck to come back. This man has been through enough.
Yeah. So I think the move is to literally destroy this universe and then have, like, I know the Aquaman movie's coming out. Have that be in just a different universe, and you don't have to like make any connection.
Like DCEU Mark II, the first film events could still play.
It's a soft reboot like they did with the Suicide Squad.
Exactly. We know there's like an infinite amount of Earths. They could be similar to each other. They could be identical to each other. Just with different actors. That's how you do it. I mean, that's the move I think to make.
If you want me to be honest, adding on to your point, I say fuck it. Like the Flash should just erase himself.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, I know with Todd Phillips, like the one that made the Joker movie or whatever, like he wants to do his own universe where he's just talking about the other Batman villains to just do standalone stories like that. I ain't got a problem with that. That's more variety or whatever. Like you can have like a Penguin, Riddler, Killer Croc, just a standalone thing. It's just like its own thing or whatever.
And it would work. It would work. And people would like it, and then you get sequels, and that's how you build this type of universe. That's how you build DC's movies. It's, like I said, like RJ was saying, like you don't need to make it all connected. You don't need to connect everything.
Yeah, or you could have it all in the same universe, but you don't have to go out.
Even in the comics, stuff is not connected.
Yeah. The thing is, what I like about David Zaslav is because I met people like him. And he's one of them dudes that just gonna say like, "Is it gonna make money?" That's basically it. There is no ifs, ands, or buts, or the or the ahs. Like, is it gonna make money? I just already know that Gotham Knights. You only get in one season, if that. Right?
That's not getting more than 6 episodes.
That's not getting more. Yeah, even Batwoman finally. Even that's fucking gone. So
Yeah, but
that Titans season 4 might be good, but I don't know. I'm not gonna hold my breath.
Yeah, I've yet to watch that. Like, I'm really skeptical.
I haven't watched Titans. I saw like the first episode and Robin just saying F Batman and that was about it.
I was like, wait, that's not Robin.
I'm already not feeling it.
It's-
I didn't like what they were doing with Jason Todd. Like, I looked at a few clips of that. I was like, "Oh, listen, excuse me, the people of this show, Jason Todd. That's
not the way."
It's like Titans is edgy just for the sake for it being edgy. Like
I'm gonna be edgy just because it's like, no, that's not the character. You're disrespecting the character that's starring on them.
I would say I read part of the stuff for Gotham Knights and it just doesn't. It just looks like garbage. It's garbage. I mean,
it is
so bad.
2.0.
It's Riverdale Gotham, yeah.
And why?
Yeah. When TCK sent me that trailer, I was like, "What is this garbage?"
Why
I
is
knew you would love it, King. That's why I said.
Why is why is every show in the X-Men mansion? Every show. Like, I reviewed that in the first few seasons. Can you stop tainting history, please?
Yeah.
Like, I know Last Stand's a bit iffy, but by and large, the first 3 X-Men movies, that mansion is iconic. Like, let's not start trashing it by putting a load of shit in there. Like, stop it. Like, Riverdale. No problem. Just making characters edgy for the sake of it. Like,
Okay.
that's not a good way to do things.
Doubt it.
That's
My
not good
God,
either.
man.
Like, just because that was just my one thing about DC. Like, they were just being dark for the sake of being dark, and that's not good either.
Yeah. They're like, we're the opposite of Marvel.
Yeah,
Like,
do not
show it.
lie.
Yeah, that's fine, but are you good?
Yeah.
The She-Hulk
Yeah.
trailer going that way.
But other than that, but other than that,
I mean, so like, what is some of the projects do you want to see coming out of the DC universe, though?
at first, like for now, I
Batman
just
2,
think I think I'm gonna just wait and see how this pans out with their reboot, quote unquote. Because I think, do you know what makes this even harder? And I know I don't want to bring out, like, oh, keep your politics out of it. Yeah, but it's got to be talked about. You know, the actors that Warner Brothers hire seem to have a shitload of baggage with them, and you know, even I mean, it's only a drunken incident. You know, we're all stupid. Barry Keoghan had something for the one who plays Joker, like he had something. Ezra Miller's going out and choking people out. You know, it's
Will Smith slapping people.
it's supposed to reset the DCEU for all intents and purposes. You may as well just reset himself. Just recast him at the end of the movie. Just have some random dude play it. You just scrap it.
It's like, I mean,
Destroy.
Embrace
I'm
the
gonna
lie.
lie.
I am ready for that Amanda Waller show. Like, I hope it's like a prequel on like how she became Amanda Waller.
Yeah. But I think the Flash should just embrace the mess it's going to be. Like, go all
Just
in.
be
with the
ass.
mess.
Be
Destroy it.
glorified ass.
Destroy everything.
Man, this is like that dark period for DC overall. Like, I mean, the way CW did it with the Crisis and Infinite Earth stuff, and now this, it's like, God, be gone with this cringe. Get it the fuck out of here. Like, make DC great again. And I'm saying this as a guy from London. I'm coining the American.
Make DC great again, baby.
Make DC great again.
Listen, we got. I mean, we got like, we need to bring back the animated shows. We need to bring back like y'all guys need to bring back the video games. I don't even play video games anymore as like I used to, but I know a lot of my friends be saying like they want more video games from DC.
Please.
The Arkham games slap.
Arkham, yeah.
And Injustice.
I hope they make it Injustice 3. I'll get on.
Please make an Injustice.
I'll get Peacemaker.
Injustice 3, but they have Peacemaker on there, bro. They have Peacemaker.
Make a live action Injustice with that same exact storyline that they did.
Anytime Peacemaker is mentioned, we should just all automatically.
I can't wait until Peacemaker 2. I mean, season 2. I mean,
yeah. I'm excited to see Tristan. I'm excited to see Sholo and Blue Beetle.
Oh yeah.
I have no faith.
I'm
Yeah, I'm a little nervous for Sholo. I'm a little nervous because I saw what the director said in some of his profile. I'm like, oh no, Sholo. I don't know, dog. I'll be praying for your movie.
Like, as I've said before, and I know this could be considered a controversial take, but you know me. Actors like Ben Affleck, Jason Momoa, Gal Gadot, Ezra Miller, like, you know, these guys were, I mean, Henry Cavill to an extent, were always going to be something, you know, always. But someone like Ray Fisher, for instance, who came from nothing, worked his ass off to be who he was, you know, and then to get this kind of treatment that he's been getting. And similar for Cholo, like an unknown actor that's, you know, climbed the ranks. He's the next Karate Kid, you know, all this kind of stuff. I really don't want him to get the short end of the stick because DC are incompetent. Because for Sholo, this could be a make or break point. You know, for someone like Ben Affleck or Gal Gadot or whoever, their name is bigger than themselves. So even if they have a bad project, they'll be fine. They could go and do other stuff. You know,
but you want to know one thing? I have to shout out to Zack Snyder because, like, he got Ray Fisher's back. That's a true friend right there.
Like, show that Zack's doing, isn't he? He's
He's like, don't worry, Ray. I got you, man. I got you.
See, you know what? It's such a heart. I honestly think back to that bit where Ray Fisher like rips his thing shirt and it says, "I love Zack Snyder." Like, it's a heartwarming thing. I love it. You know, it's like screw the commercial stuff and the Hollywood of it all. that's a real moment there. I love it.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's why I just said, like, you know what, I like, if you like Zack Snyder's movies or not, it's not really about that with me. It's just that Zack Snyder showed me his character. Like, he cares about his employees. He cares about
people.
Yeah, he cares about people. I mean, he basically just tricked Warner Brothers of making a black guy the head of the Snyder Cut, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
Didn't this, like, I gotta bring it. If you're bringing Say Padme, I gotta bring this up. So wasn't there once upon a time that there was 3 something potentially?
3 black superheroes that we could have got, man. But Warner Brothers was being Warner Brothers, but but yeah, I mean, like I said, another project that I want to see is James Gunn doing the Green Lantern Corps movie, if they ever have one.
Hal and John.
Hal Jordan.
Guy Gardner is going to be thrown into that if James Gunn's directing.
Yeah, the 3.
Yo, and you know who can make a good guy? I'm gonna say Chris Pratt, bro. I think he needs to come to the DC universe.
I think he's dying.
He has a good chance.
I think he's dying in Guardians.
Yeah,
I gotta be honest. I think James is probably sat there like, I can't show any blood in this movie, but I'm gonna kill every character. Don't be surprised if all of them are dead by the end.
Dude, don't be surprised that all the Guardians of the Galaxy go
This is like James Gunn's FU to Marvel. It's like, you fire him?
Like, don't be surprised. Want me to come back?
Hey, don't be surprised if the Guardians go to the Green Lantern Corps, dog. If you see everybody with the green rings,
you know what the conversation was? It was like DC, not DC, Marvel, like, we'll bring you back, and James, when you're directing this film, can you leave us with something so we can do something else? Because every Marvel movie's a fucking setup now. And James is like, yeah, I got you, aka, yeah, we're gonna kill every single character. I'm not leaving them with nothing. Don't be shocked. I won't be surprised. I guarantee he's gonna kill every single one of them.
I mean, because let's be honest, Chris Pratt is getting mistreated. Chris Pratt is getting mistreated. Zoe's getting mistreated. Everybody, that whole entire crew is getting mistreated at Marvel right now. So James Gunn say, hey guys, if you want a job, I'm not telling you that you have to stay there, but I got you.
It's definitely gonna happen. Like, it's Drax and Raccoon, like that.
They're setting it up.
Oh yeah,
setting it up.
One thing I like about James, and the way James has structured Peacemaker, I can even see it in that show. Like, Peacemaker is funny and it's comedy, but there's a story there. It feels like there is a beginning, middle, and an end potentially. And with the Guardians of the Galaxy, I don't want to sidetrack too far, but because it's James, it's linked. Is that he has a beginning, middle, and end. Like the bigger universe stuff, he leaves to Marvel, but his movies, he focuses specifically on what he wants to do, and most of that squad is getting axed.
Yeah.
That's why I just said, like, listen, don't be surprised, like Jacob said, is like, hey guys, screw Disney. Screw all them guys. He probably did a group chat like, hey, I got all, I can get you all jobs at DC right now. They desperate.
Have you guys ever played the game in school, Wink Murder?
Yeah.
Where you would wink at, like, someone would be chosen to be the killer.
Oh yeah.
And they would on the classroom, and if they winked at you, you'd go, I'm dying, and then it would be up to the person in the middle to find out who the murderer is. Don't be surprised if James Gunn's like, hey, how do you want to die in this film? They're probably gonna die in some very, like, it won't be crazy, but after Doctor Strange 2 and that fucking shit show, they're gonna push some boundaries. James is like, hey,
if I'm James Gunn, like, you guys fired me and then have the nerve to bring me back. All right.
I'll give the fans a great movie and an emotional movie, but I'm gonna leave it with a big.
I think it's gonna be hard for James Gunn to transition from such a bloody, gruesome movie like the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker to go to a Disney movie without doing a little bit of
It's almost like Marvel was giving him the storytelling he wanted to do, but DC is giving him everything that he wants to do.
Yeah.
And it's like, what incentive does he have to stay with Marvel, especially as
Everything he
DC
wants
are
to
now
do.
on the rise? Like, what incentive?
Hey, he could.
David Zaslav's gonna say, "Can you make us money?" Hell yeah. You wanna grab a beer? Hell yeah. Let's do it.
He's kind of a Terry Silver. He says, "You want to do? Yeah, okay, more. Here you go. Here's 5 shows. It's gonna happen." Oh man, good times away. Good times away. I suppose we can use this to sort of transition into Marvel, but I think just to like round off with this DC bit, I think we're in a good space right now. And again, some of us come from the era where DC was
king.
running the show.
on top.
They were running it, and it's not that you're a Marvel versus DC. Like no. In my opinion, that quote I said earlier. One of us
You like
succeeds,
both.
we all succeed. It works here because then it's the competition of both of them running off of each other. I want DC to stop being looked at as a joke. Like, save Martha. Like, I want to stop seeing that shit. And have some proper stuff. Marvel are kind of setting themselves up for that.
I'm like, yeah. So I guess we could transition because I know all of us have like lots to say.
We have some grievances. Actually, I can't even use this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't use this.
This is when the MCU was good. Let me just change. Yeah,
You gotta get the because I'm a mother.
Jesus, God, get that out of here.
Get out of here.
Because I'm a mother, Jacob.
Just get a picture of Charlize Theron.
The Anakin Skywalker, Walter White of the MCU. I said, get that out of here.
Jacob, just get a picture of Charlize Theron.
It's like, wow. They're transitioning into that time where it's just like, let's just get names now. Just names.
Just good actors.
Yeah,
Dude, they're just getting directors, man. They're not all right. Yeah, we're transitioning into the Marvel segment right now because, like, in my honest opinion, Marvel is trash right now.
Downhill.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, guys. I know there's probably some hurt Disney fanboy / Star Wars / Marvel fans that are gonna be mad at me, but right now, your stuff is trash. Like, there's nothing you can tell me right now in Phase 4 that's rewatching. What about No Way Home? It's not your movie. Let's go. Like,
I mean, I wouldn't say trash.
Let's go.
But it's not looking good, And the thing is, as I said, it's not like they're just having bad movies. Every single I remember we were talking about this the other day, RJ. Is that the grids actually line up perfectly with it. Oh, and I get Wonder, of course. I'm sorry, TCK. I need to move you there.
No, give me out.
oh no! Why you put me on?
Look who King got. Look who King got.
Oh no, I need to put you on Eternals.
No!
Hey RJ, which one do you want?
Christian got the only good one.
I already got
You got the only good one.
Girl, Black Widow.
There you go. We'll leave it as that. There you go. I get the mother. But I think
Jacob, sing that ice cream song.
no. Nope. Some other
movies that we truly hate.
I do like Phase 4. Like, I don't hate it. I've enjoyed it thus far. But in terms of things I'll go out of my way to rewatch, there's. It was only a matter of time, but I think the way that the MCU are screwing themselves is they're doing too much. They're doing way too many stories at the moment. Like, in Phase 1 and 2, right? Let's just break it down. You had Captain America, Thor, Iron Man, and Hulk had one movie, and Black Widow and Hawkeye showed up in everyone else's movies. And every story and character led up to Endgame and Infinity War, and they built up to it. They set it up. But now, like, they're setting up the Celestials, they're setting up Galactus, they're setting up Secret Wars, they're setting up Thunderbolts, they're setting up Dark Avengers, they're setting up Young Avengers, West Coast Avengers, Normal Avengers, and that was inevitable, as we predicted. But I think the route that they're taking is, like, it feels like, what's the focus of this phase? Now, transitional or not, many movies and shows have had transitional phases. It doesn't, quantify just doing outlandish stuff just because, hey, we're transitioning. You know, it feels like most of Phase 4 is filler. You know, and it feels like not a lot of it is here to stick. And the thing is, these aren't new problems. Phase 1 and 2 had some very generic villains in there. Mandarin, I don't even need to mention him. Crossbones was wasted. You know, there's been stuff in the MCU before. It's not a new thing. But I think the way this phase is going, I think even though there was a year between Endgame and WandaVision, and all the crazy theories that people were coming out with for that, like some stretched, diluted theories. If you know, you know. Really stretched. Like if you stretch it like any further, it would be like
deep fried.
Like take me and you know, you look like that.
Deep fried.
And then the
can't be stretching out those thumbnails now, man.
Damn. But it's just, I don't know, they're just doing too much for me personally. Like TCK, tell me your original quote and I'll let you carry on about Loki. If it's not in your
if Loki's not in your top 5 MCU shows, then you're not a true Marvel fan. Fucking hate that. Man, that still keeps me up at night when somebody said that.
Loki, to be honest, there's only one show that pretty much nobody's gonna watch. Is pretty much She-Hulk, of course, because they already butchered the character since the very beginning.
The trailer.
Yeah, I did see it. Well, I only going to see it for one major reason.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on. Go.
I'm doing it for William Hurt.
Anybody want to watch Shrek?
End of story.
No, I agree with that sentiment. I'll do it for William Hurt and to see what they do with Abomination, but anything else.
I can almost guarantee you what they're going to do with Abomination and make him a joke.
Yep.
They turn him to the joke into Shang-Chi.
Yeah, exactly.
He isn't wrong. He isn't
That's
wrong.
The MCU.
I'm saying the Marvel has screwed Hulk since the beginning.
Listen,
you know what?
Since 2003,
off of that. You know what?
When 2003, when I was 3 years old,
Shang-Chi.
3 years, and they decided, we're gonna reboot the franchise. We're gonna reboot the Hulk, and what we got, very bad critics. So they're gonna say, no, we're not gonna make another Hulk film. This is not gonna receive well. So Edward Norton had plans to make the sequel. They intended to make a sequel of it, to focus more on Bruce Banner, which is a very important aspect to his character. But they didn't. We couldn't get the best arc of William Hurt's Thunderbolt Ross in the sequels. We could have had that, but they didn't.
You tell them, Christian. You tell them, okay? They don't know the Hulk more than you do.
We could have had the best sequel that we ever had, but they just slapped us all in the face. All I gotten.
They gave us Hulk's ass.
The 2008 Hulk in his final run. This hurts me. Like, this is gonna be the first and last.
Well, I keep on hearing that Mark Ruffalo doesn't even want to play the Hulk anymore because he doesn't see the.
Why would he? He's a
fun fact. Before you go on, Mark Ruffalo teased that a couple of years ago that he intended if people wanted to see Wolverine versus Hulk, and boy, he got bombarded with Hulk fans saying, unless if it's the Savage Hulk, and you guys will know exactly what I'm saying. They really hated his version of this Hulk after Endgame. And I say from this point on, the reason I'm watching the She-Hulk is for William Hurt. No other reasons.
I'm right.
And the reason I'm saying this from this point on, Edward Norton and Eric Bana, they're the best versions of the Hulks. End of story.
I agree.
Amen to that. All right.
Hey, I'm only watching She-Hulk to make fun of it. I'm being petty. I don't care.
Listen, guys. It's just like I've been saying.
MCU fucked up the Hulk's abilities.
Listen, now I'm starting to actually believe my theory that they don't want Thor anymore and they don't want the Hulk anymore. I just got this strong feeling that they're about to get replaced, bro. Like, I'm being serious.
I feel that way. And since when they decided to...
I'm going to tell you why I feel like Thor's about to get replaced. Because you got old boy telling a story about Thor right now. And I'm just saying, like, are they about to kill Thor? Are they literally about to kill Thor?
Hey,
if they dare, I'll be off the MCU train. That's not how you treat your legacy characters.
I mean, they
Here's how I see it, though.
turned
They already fucked
Thor
him up
into
way too much.
completely
I don't
a
want to see
drunk
anymore.
Agree.
End his
But-
suffering. End the suffering. I don't want them to ruin it anymore.
Can we
Oh my god! If they kill Thor, the Thor,
can we kill Valkyrie
But
instead?
is it really the
Can we kill
Thor?
Tessa
to be fair,
Thompson?
in the comics, Valkyrie's killed off, isn't she? Like she kills off fighting Gore.
I mean,
Can we
Thor
kill
has
her
been completely
instead?
messed
I'm
up.
just saying, like,
might-
I don't
she
see
might
the
be
point of
killed
her character.
I mean, what's the point for having the Norse tattoos in his back? Since when they decided to bring the MCU Thor into
Fuck it, I
the
need to just-
fictional world where we live in?
Okay, I need.
This is a little confusing.
I mean,
why they trying to put.
My thing is
God,
this,
my
like with
eyes.
Thor,
Bro,
with
blinding
Thor
me
right
every
now,
time.
like he every time when I see Thor, he gets less like Thor. Like it's getting bad. It's
Exactly.
getting like bad. Like it's
That's
not
what
even
I'm-
like you
that's
can't
what
even
I'm
laugh
saying.
anymore.
It's not Thor anymore. So if
No.
you kill him, I honestly don't care. This isn't Thor. It's not Thor. Like
And pretty much, if you guys didn't know, Chris Hemsworth actually didn't like his last previous roles of Thor 1 and Thor 2 because he find it really boring. So he wanted to make it more comedic. And guess what? You made me hate you, boy.
Hey, but they had a perfect version of Thor in Infinity War. A perfect version where you had the comedy aspect.
Exactly, they had
and
it.
you also had the badass Thor there. So what do you do with that? You continue that in the next movie.
Can we just say one thing that that Gore looks like Quan Chi off of Mortal Kombat?
What did he just say?
I don't know. I just know one thing that Gore
I have
looks
to
like
be
Quan
drunk to
Chi.
watch She-Hulk.
Thank you, Lisa.
Quan Chi looks
you,
like.
Ryan.
I mean, Quan Chi is making a guest appearance in the new Thor movie. I'm just throwing it out there. We're doing some
All right,
multiverse action up in here. Go ahead, RJ.
Can we let TCK go play? That's his point. Like, he
No.
even started his point. Go.
That's just what I'm saying about Thor and killing him off.
Or did you already like just go off?
I did go
Everybody
off,
just
but
went
I don't think anyone heard.
Oh,
I'm just saying, killing Thor off isn't as bad as you think because this isn't Thor anymore. This isn't Thor.
Yep.
This is a comedian.
Thank you.
This
Thank
is
you.
a comedian who's gonna be sidelined probably in his own movie, and he should end the suffering of this character. I don't want to see it be dragged on for the only purpose for comedy purpose. I don't want to see that anymore. Kill him off. Maybe you can have him killed off in a badass Thor way,
Because
an actual Thor way.
because what I see so far.
I'm sorry. I don't want to see this anymore. I don't. I'm sick
What I
of
see
it.
so far is like the man is literally giving up all his titles that makes him the Norse mythology god of Thor. He's not the
said
king of
in the
Asgard.
Far
trailer-
beyond, he's far away
he
from
said
that.
in the trailer, my superheroing days are over. Then what's the point of you having the fourth movie?
You know what? the approach that they're taking with Thor here, it reminds me of Last Jedi, Luke.
It's,
Oh yeah, I see that.
So one of my favorite
Oh.
YouTubers even said it. One of my favorite YouTubers even said it. Like, dude, you're over 5,000 years old. How the hell have you not found yourself yet?
Exactly.
And the thing is, I get that they've got to do it for story's sake, but what worries me so much is former events form future trends, and the way things have been going, especially with the bait and switch in Doctor Strange 2. This is why, just to link it back, you guys know me, I'm all about a full circle. Why everyone was so angry at Kenobi and the Reaver stuff, even though they haven't really done it there, is because Disney in general have done a lot of bait and switching, you know, advertising it as one thing and then proclaiming it to be another. You know, it's been a very slippery slope. And if they... Now, I would be content if they did something like this, right? If they bring Thor's Jane Foster into the fold, that's happening regardless. There's nothing we can do about it. But I like her character. I like her story. I like her comic book storyline. That's a really emotional storyline. I love it. But I don't have faith that they're going to execute it well. And what worries me is you don't have to kick out the old legacy actors or characters to make way for new characters. Top Gun Maverick and Cobra Kai and Creed have shown companies how to do it. You don't kick them out. You pay tribute to the original and you move forward in an organic way. If they were to do this, right, if they were to say, okay, like Thor, you're the all-father or whatever, and he's like a big grand protector of the universe, I'd be fine with that. But if you write him out literally by either killing him or just making him go to a farm somewhere, like that he's not Hawkeye. He's not a human. He's a god. Like that's not like don't do that here. You know, I'm worried. I'm very worried. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably not gonna happen.
I'm nervous, bro. Like I like Thor. Like I just don't like what the. Can we kill off Valkyrie? Can we? I'm 100% okay if they kill off Valkyrie and we don't have to see her again. Like you know,
they could still do that.
Can we kill off her? Like
She fights Gore in the trailer, so.
I will be perfectly happy if you kill off Tessa Thompson's character because Valkyrie is so ignorant. I don't like her character at all. I didn't like her in Ragnarok or anything. Like
for
no
obvious reasons, they're not killing her off. They know what they're doing.
I know what they're doing, and I don't like it.
Not killing her off.
I mean, there was a report a long time ago when Avengers Endgame came out that they were going to basically do an all-female Avengers. You know, which in principle I don't mind, but if it's built off the back of kicking out all the guys, that's not the way to do it. You know, there's better ways to do things. You know,
because I'm a mother, Jacob.
In the cartoons and in the comics, they would have an all-female Avengers team already coinciding with the lads. Like, you know, you have it just as two separate things. You know, the guys get together and crush beers and, you know, beat up Doctor Doom, and then the ladies would go and beat up, you know, people and whatever. Like, it would be great. But the way that the MCU's doing it is like, okay, Legacy over here, chunk, get out, you know, and it's like
honestly,
it's bad. I'm not liking it.
The Justice League cartoon did the all-female cast better than what they're doing, and it was only Wonder Woman and Hawkgirl. And I know which episode. It's the episode where it's just nothing but women cast, and they did that thing phenomenal. I'm just saying it could be done. It's just don't do it in the cringe type of way with their little poses at the. I better be quiet.
Nah.
How dare you? How dare you to take my girl Scarlett Johansson away? Huh? Go ahead, RJ.
I just care about Spider-Man in the MCU right now. I see.
Do you know what? The way things are going, I only care about Spider-Man specifically. I don't even care about his films at the moment with the way Sony are doing things.
I think they said the Amazing Spider-Man is like one of the top ones on Netflix right now. I think, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bring back Andrew.
I don't know, but I'm still conflicted about if they killed Thor or not because I think Thor died a long time ago in the MCU, and killing him off might not be the worst thing.
I just don't want to remember that as Thor, though. Like, I don't want that to be the final memory we have of him. You know,
have to be the final, like Endgame Thor. Like, I don't want to see that anymore.
I told the lads like a couple of months ago. Listen, the MCU has become work for me. Therefore, it is not fun. So therefore, I'm not gonna be until I'm gonna let you guys, yes, you, the crowd, tell me how most of these shows are gonna be.
Funny, KSI of all people made a really good point about the MCU.
What did he say?
He saw Doctor Strange and he didn't see WandaVision, and he was like, "This is more homework now. It used to be you just go and watch a movie. Now you have to watch all these shows to know what's going on, and if you don't, people get mad at you."
Aside from what they're doing with Thor, they're doing too much. Slow it down. Like it's too much being thrown. It's just like, it's like whoa.
And another thing, since they basically got all the Netflix shows, you think I trust them with Daredevil?
Nope.
Of course not.
I'm worried about that.
I'm worried. I'm extremely worried about if they bring. I'm worried if they bring this into Disney Plus, because if they do even a simple mistake or ruin Daredevil in some certain aspects with those new
Bruh,
writers.
the Punisher already said, like, I ain't coming back until I get 100% confirmed Punisher. I ain't coming back. Like,
Rightly so. I would be content if the MCU never used Punisher, if that means John Bernthal's like, hey, I'm not coming back if you do that to... No, you can't.
You gotta bring it
Yes,
back.
he did say that. He said he only can return if they do Punisher properly. If they don't, he won't come back.
oh yeah, I forgot about that. Natalie Portman too. Now I love me some Padme, but like she's a big old hypocrite. Okay, like how dare you insult the MCU fans and then have the nerve to come back and get some more money?
It was all popular in the rage. Oh, Marvel's this, Marvel suck, and then they're like, oh, Endgame made how much? Oh, now everyone wants a slice. Like it's like, yeah, everyone's doing this now. Everyone.
Hey, Charlize Theron would have never joined 10 years ago.
Look, I mean, she's in Fast and Furious as well, so she joined. It wasn't, and I have to put this out there. As much as I'm a storytelling, connoisseur, to put it, that the real reason that Charlize Theron joined Fast and Furious, the real reason she joined Marvel,
it's the paper.
The paper.
It's all about the paper.
And we're transitioning into a period like that. There was always about the paper, but I mean that was the point of the first Iron Man, is it needed to make money to basically save Marvel. Like they were a really bad road. But
Downey wasn't doing it for the money there.
But Downey wasn't doing it for the money. And Chris
2008 was the year of superhero flicks.
Exactly. And if you put it into this context, right? So let's go through the original 6. You've got Robert Downey Jr., his whole history, his whole life had followed him. He wasn't doing it for the money at all. John and everyone was like, okay, we believe in him. He can maybe save this thing. Chris Evans had already done a Marvel role, and
he didn't want to do it.
But it flopped, and he didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
We'll leave the Hulk out of the discussion. Thor, Chris Hemsworth used to be in Home and Away, a bloody Australian soap drama, so this would have been like a dream come true for him. Scarlett Johansson, she was like a childhood teenager actor or whatever, but this is her most like significant thing. So this was probably a huge deal. Jeremy Renner.
She joined early on when the movie was still not a guaranteed thing. Yeah,
exactly.
And then Samuel L. Jackson. Well, he's just Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah. You remember when Nick Fury was white? David Hasselhoff. But it's like,
wait, where's David Hasselhoff, man?
And Don Cheadle, even if it's like Don Cheadle or Terrence Howard, like they both joined just because the role was enticing. It wasn't like
Terrence Howard did it for the money.
Yeah, like they got all these big name actors just to draw, and that's my worry. Is they're going to transition into I know Fast and Furious is doing it, but I've accepted that franchise is just fucking bonkers now. But I don't want Marvel to do it, because the difference is Marvel is a completely different kind of thing where you cannot quantify how good your movies are by the names of the actors that you get in your projects. It doesn't
cameos now.
Whether it's good or not. And if you look at trailers now, if you compare trailers have always done this, but is it just me, or is there a bit more emphasis on who's in the film rather than what's in the film?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, look at posters. Posters now are just characters bunched together.
Yeah, they don't even show, dude. It's to the fact where they treat the MCU people like pigs, man. They'll you throw out anything and you guys will eat it. Not me. I don't like this face. It's garbage. Okay. The only thing that you only got
to know exactly how Disney treated those characters right now.
The only thing that I like from this space is No Way Home, and surprisingly, I like Hawkeye because they didn't treat Clint bad. Other than that,
and King, you don't need me to come to your aid or anything. You're the king. But to piggyback off what you're saying, anyone that has a critique with King's way of saying that it's trash, that's his truth. That's the way he sees it. It's one man's opinion.
It's just my opinion.
Someone may love it. Can't imagine why. Someone may love everything that Marvel's throwing at you, but even me, someone who's a massive Marvel fan, I'm like, it's too much. Slow it down. It's way too much. And then the problem is, because we've got quantity, not quality.
That does that.
Go ahead, RJ.
RJ.
RJ? I thought you were gonna say something.
You're trying to say something, aren't
I thought you were
you?
gonna say
Are
something.
you trying to say something?
Oh, I'm just very,
What?
You're lagging out, man.
That
You're
lag.
You're lagging out, bruh.
legitimately lagging.
That's Marvel, man.
That's
See,
Marvel.
Marvel,
They
look.
like
what
cut
they're
you off
hearing.
if they know
They
you're
don't
about
like
to
what they're
speak back.
hearing.
It's like TCK said. Every time we mention Thor Ragnarok, something bad always happens.
Yeah,
It's like a bad omen. I need to just stop, and I need to stop putting it as the background because I'm bringing more of that energy.
yeah,
But it's
Hey,
just like,
Thor Ragnarok is a bad freaking sitcom.
yeah. That's what I'm.
as these two are clear. I mean, let's just throw it right back to the original comment. TCK, please describe it in your original phrase.
Skittles, man. Skittles.
And
Big
Say
bag
those
of
magic
Skittles.
words.
I mean, okay.
What was coming up
To
on a
be
year
to
on
be
that? That's crazy.
to be fair, I know why they changed Thor. I saw
Yeah.
what they were doing because it was the call before the storm because of the Infinity War. But still, man, you could have chose a different storyline, though,
Yeah.
man. Not
You
the
don't
Ragnarok
You don't
storyline.
change his character to
Hulk's
a
Hulk
comedian
story and
and have
Marvel's
the
and Thor's
storyline be
story
the
were
death of
sidelined
Agnes.
the entire time.
Because the Thor Ragnarok, I mean the Ragnarok storyline is pretty much everybody dies. I mean the spoiler alert.
I have to mention this. Taika, whatever his name is,
Taika Waititi.
Yeah, he was in an interview recently, and he said this: "I am the laziest actor you'll ever see. I don't do my homework. I don't." He said this. He said
He don't even respect the source material.
He admits it. He admits it.
He's playing some real person right now, and he said, "I went to a Wikipedia page and it was too long, so I don't know anything about it," which makes so much sense now about Ragnarok and why he picked that storyline.
Wait a second. Ragnarok, which is a title of a different place. People fail to understand what Ragnarok stands for. What it doesn't mean then to you.
But the thing is that, you know, Taika makes good stuff that isn't lore heavy. Like, you know, what is it? To be fair, he made a good couple episodes of Mandalorian, but I think the problem is with Taika, and my issue with the way that he does things is if you're a general casual viewer, you'll have a good time. But if you're someone who's in the lore, who knows the characters, who's been a fan of these characters,
you're gonna hate his work.
You know, this isn't like Infinity War Thor. That's peak Thor, and he's making jokes. He's making jokes, but he's still within the confines of himself. It's the Russo brothers, man. They just know. But it's. I think the problem is that another reason why I say DC have all the cards right now is DC keep their tone consistent. You know, as much as we may have our opinions about BVS, for instance, the tone of the movie is
consistent. Yeah.
The tone is consistent. It's not like Batman, like, you know, I know the Save Martha thing happens, but it's not like he's like, oh, Martha. Oh, I have a mum called that name. Let's be friends, be buddies. Yeah. Because that's what would happen in a Marvel
I'm a friend of your son.
I told Jacob and Shaboon the other day, like I said, like at least with DC movies there is no bait and switch. A Batman movie is a Batman movie. A Superman movie is a Superman movie. A Wonder Woman movie is a Wonder Woman movie.
Besides 1984, that's not a Wonder Woman.
Yeah, we don't talk ill about that. We won't say something.
Yeah.
The point is, DC stays consistent with their stuff. Like, you're not gonna get Superman come into a Batman movie out of nowhere. Like, yo, what's up, Bats? Like, wait, where'd you come from? Or like, you know, Wonder Woman gets saved by Batman, or like Green Lantern as somewhere. You get what I'm saying?
Just the ones they need to put them in a solo film, for God's sakes. Even though they did say that they scrapped Ben Affleck's Batman story that was supposed to happen. Yeah. And I don't know about that, because ever since when I'm no longer intrigued in Zack Snyder's characters, which mean nothing. A Batman film with Ben Affleck could solve some parts, but I don't have much faith in what Zack Snyder does with the characters. Although I respect him as a filmmaker, they really, let me tell you something. When Man of Steel, the way it was portrayed is more like bringing him to our world.
Yeah.
Most likely. And the comic book genre that was portrayed in the last years or decades is more they're living in the comic book world. Mm-hmm. This is Zack Snyder's Superman is living to our reality, to our world.
Yeah.
This is his version. He says he's my Superman, he's my Batman.
Like,
that's easily said.
Christian
and
brings up a good couple of points And the thing is
to be very extremely honest, the reason
I would love to have these conversations in terms of Marvel. Like, these are good conversations.
Yeah.
Even though we don't.
I was gonna say this, like, at least with like the first 3 phases, you got that. Like, you could still get the concept of most of the characters. Like Iron Man, you could still walk away and say, "Hey, okay, I know I don't know everything about Iron Man. I could still do, but I know enough about Iron Man." The new stuff in Phase 4. You're like more confused. You got more questions than answers. You're like,
okay. I'll tell you what, these shows ain't helping, man. They're actually adding to the problem.
They are.
Because my thing is this: Oscar Isaac. He's a great actor, but still, with Moon Knight, I'm not gonna judge it too hard because I'm not strong in the Moon Knight lore like that. But I still, after the show, I still felt like vague on Moon Knight, and I don't have the patience or the time to go back and rewatch the whole entire show because I just don't care.
The ending was very.
Both companies are they're both desperate right now because they're relying more on the TV shows right now.
And I also found out like his girlfriend is actually like the Scarlet what's her name? The Scarlet Sarah or whatever. Scarab or whatever was actually a man character in the comic books. So there you go. Like they just switched the character for no reason. So
I think the ending of Moon Knight was very anticlimactic. I mean,
and that's the problem. The finales don't stick the landing. They can't land. Shit.
Yeah, but this one specifically just felt really like, wait, that's it. Like we were building up to this.
Like it doesn't leave you wanting more. It leaves you like, wait, that's it. That's the end.
Yeah,
like, it's odd. Even though the show itself, in some cases, the fights are amazing. In some few parts.
What fights? There was like only 3.
This is the thing, right? Is
there was barely, but it's just the way they portray his abilities.
Even though MCU
the way it was ended, it just feels like a finale.
Yeah, even though like with MCU Phase 1, 2, and 3, and with their finales or the way their movies or whatever ended, you could still safely say, okay, Falcon. I must have said the wrong way around there. Winter Soldier sets up, stuff that they pay off later in Avengers: Age of Ultron or whatever. But the ending still feels like the end to that movie. That movie still feels like an ending to. You still get your isolated story. So even with Iron Man 3, for instance. Don't like what they did with the Mandarin. Absolutely hated that. But the point of the movie was to find out who Tony really is without his armor and whatever. And at the end of the movie, comes full circle, you get an ending. And it still sets up more stuff, but you get an ending.
This is how I feel about Iron Man 3. It just came to me. I said, like, wait a minute. Iron Man 3 is just basically, hey, my wife doesn't like my suit, so I have to destroy him now. Like, not kidding.
That was a problem as well with repeating that arc. But it's and then he gets it back. But you see, the MCU's had problems for a little while. We just haven't noticed.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
but at least they were making quality content where you could look at it.
And about that, I just found this out about a month ago that like even the Russo brothers even confirmed this that Kevin Feige didn't actually have a game plan. It was just that he just like went movie by movie by movie.
It worked.
It worked. So I gotta give him props on that. Like you did 3 phases without like jacking it up that badly. Well,
that's good. 20-odd movies. That's pretty good.
From the hip.
Now Phase 4, you ran out of some stuff, so I could tell like that you don't put nothing together. Like it's just like throwing snap packs at the wall, man. Like, what's going on here?
I mean, it really doesn't seem like Kevin Feige's as involved like how he was in phase 1
I
through
think it became
3.
just a paycheck job now for him now.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
oh, well, our universe already works. Do whatever you want.
And another two problems is, for one thing, cameos. When did cameos become the quantifying factor of when something was good or not? And two, quality, not quantity.
Also throw in this other one too, Jacob. Runtime, because people are getting spoiled on the runtime too. Like, oh, if it's not 2 hours and 30 minutes, I don't want to watch.
It's like what's in
Well,
those
Dr.
2 hours
Strange
and
needed
30
it.
minutes. That's what's important. Is what's in that time. That's
When
so
did time dictate? When did time dictate a movie? Like, wait.
I mean, hell, you can have coming from someone who's actually made some stuff, you can have, right, the way like most short films are, you can have a 45-minute short film, have a beginning, middle, and end done within 45 minutes. Like, you can get 45 minutes of quality story. Hell, take Cobra Kai, for instance. An episode is what, 30 or 40 minutes? And you still feel like at the end of it, it sets the episode up, but you still get something in that episode contained within that
and
episode.
that's why they're so rewatchable. You're like, let's watch the episode, like the mall fight episode. That's like you're remembering it for that what happened in that episode.
Specifically in that episode.
Yeah.
And each episode will pay off something in an earlier episode, set up something, and be its own thing.
Yeah.
And that was that was my number one thing that I told the guys. Like, now I know I have harsh things on the MCU because sometimes. Another reason why I'm a little harsh on the MCU is because the fans just think that they the stuff, and like sometimes I gotta bring people's egos down a little bit. But for the most part, it's like you know that they have the capability to have a good storytelling. My thing is this: they don't want to do it. That's just the problem. They can do it because guess what? In this phase 4, the only thing that I liked was Hawkeye. It was a good story. They didn't make Kate Bishop some Mary Sue type of character. They actually made her like somebody that's likable and is not narcissistic and doesn't know it all. Like, she was actually a human. Is that pretty fair to say? I don't know how you guys felt about the Hawkeye show or whatever, but that's how I felt.
Yeah, I mean, I think Hawkeye. I mean, again, it suffers from the problem of not sticking that landing, and the landing is rushed because they only want to drip feed you and set up for more, and you ain't got to do that. Just give us a movie instead of a show, Marvel. But, you want content for streaming. See, streaming is a double edge. But the show in and of itself, it's all right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I watched it just mostly for Jeremy Renner because it's just, I wanted him to get the appreciation that he finally deserved after all this time. It's like,
the whole entire story was... The whole entire story is saying like you don't have to have superpowers to be a hero. Like, you can a hero is a everyday type of person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like what powers you have does not dictate whether you're a hero or not. And I like the fact, and I always use this example, is that everyone's like, oh, Hawkeye, why do people look up to him? He has a bow and arrow, but then they go and worship Oliver Queen.
He's the glue. He's the glue of the team.
As the movies and shows have shown, they lost the one time Hawkeye wasn't there. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there.
He's the glue of the squad. He keeps everybody in check.
Hey, that's what his wife even said that in Age of Ultron. It's like they'd all be a mess without you.
He even says it in Civil War. It's like, I leave for what, like 5 minutes? It all goes to shit.
Yeah.
It's And another thing is that every hero, regardless of what people think, because we live in a meme culture at the moment, see, it's Morbin time. Memes have basically said, oh, why is Hawkeye that important? Someone will look up to Hawkeye. Someone. And Kate Bishop is the example of, someone will look up to Hawkeye, and someone has. And Hawkeye's like, out of all of them, why me? It's like, because you're a dude. He's just a regular guy, And he's not doing it because he wants to fight. He's doing it because he just wants to go home,
Yeah. Because the thing was, like, he even kind of like pondered, like, why'd you pick me as your favorite hero? And then she explained it. You know what I'm saying? Like, she gave him a good reason. He's like, oh, really? Because of that? Like, okay, like,
I also think the problem Marvel's having is they're still using Endgame like as an excuse to do stuff like this, like
That's a good point.
the after effects. Of it. It's like, no, let's move on, please. I know the blip is a hard thing to like. I think Far From Home did a good job, like with the blip and stuff.
Yeah, but it shouldn't have lasted anything longer than 2 or 3 movies.
Exactly. And also, how do all of these side characters know what happened? Like WandaVision. Remember that scene where it was Darcy and like Vision in the car, and she was explaining to him everything that happened.
Oh, yeah, that
how
was
do
weird.
you know this?
I was like, wait, how is it? What? You're just a bystander. At best, you know we were attacked.
And Monica, she said, like, well, Captain Marvel almost took him out if Thanos didn't use an Infinity Stone. Or
it's like, how could they televise that? There was nothing in the vicinity.
Oh, yeah, that's the same thing in Peter's school. Like, they were, like, telling him, like, about Thor and all the... Wait a minute. Hold on. Time out. Wait a minute. Come on now. Like
that always annoys me. How do these civilians, side characters, know what happened
that
on
weren't
the
there
battlefield in Endgame?
They weren't there.
Documented.
Wow, that's why I call
unless the blip was like them like looking in the universe. Like...
yeah, it's like the No Way Home thing where they're all in the sky.
Well, they go to a fortune teller, and then they look at the orb. It's like, and that's a good point. It's just weird, and I think the reason this is happening is because they're doing too much. That all this little stuff. It's like, someone will say, "Oh, you're being nitpicky." All right, if you want to say it like that. But at the same time, they're doing it to themselves because they're doing too much. So things like this are going unnoticed. Yeah. So when they're filming it, like it's not that, I don't want to rag on them too much. Like making any film is a lot of hard work and is the work of a lot of people, even the worst movies. But the point is that because they're making so many projects and they're just pumping them out, they should at least have 1 or 2 or 3 people just to keep track of where we're at in the lore. Like Star Wars at least has it. And they have less, and they still fuck it up here or there. But they keep track of it in that sense because the story can get messy if you have too many inconsistencies. And
but that was another thing that I was going to say this too, Jacob. And I even told you and Shamoon plenty of times. What Kevin Feige needs to start doing is like he needs to stop hiring these college kids on writing because this writing just freaking stinks. Because TCK knows what I'm talking about. The Loki writer wrote Doctor Strange 2, and
not surprised by that movie.
Not even a little surprised.
I remember watching that movie, and I came out thinking, man, if you guys like this, I'm gonna have to have some words.
I'm like, wait a minute, why are you gonna promote him as his? This is his movie, and then no, it's her movie and her movie.
It's a movie.
I'm like, and the movie. It's like Jacob said. This is the wrong title. This is not the multiverse. This is the Rise of the Scarlet Witch.
The movie did the same thing.
Lying to people. I tell you what. I would actually enjoy the Multiverse of Madness more if they just called it the Rise of Scarlet Witch. Just call it what it is. Don't lie about it. You don't. People are gonna shit. I need to go full screen. Marvel. You could have a movie of Hulk taking a giant green shit, and to be honest, I shouldn't have put that out there because you're probably going to do it anyway with the way you treated him thus far. So, with that in mind, right, with that context in mind, people will show up for your movies and shows regardless. It doesn't matter what you call them. To me, I love a title. I'm all about the title reflecting something that's in the film. Take The Last Jedi, for instance. It's just a good example of something to use. I don't like everything about the film, but at least the title is reflective of something within the film. Yeah. The Multiverse of Madness. What multiverse? They go to like 4 universes.
Two universes.
What's the Multiverse of Madness? Just change the title. That should just been the project title, not the movie. The title is very reflective of what's going on. And I'll throw shade at Sony as well. Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage. What Carnage? No. Where was he? I didn't see him. There was a comment I saw in here, and shout out to Stranger Things, right? Because Vecna in Stranger Things is more intimidating than Carnage. And I know it's a different kind of genre, but the point is that they butchered that Carnage character really badly. And the title needs to reflect the movie. Thor Ragnarok didn't really reflect the movie in that sense still.
Only the last 20 minutes when they had
Only
that
the
one
last
line.
20
When they
minutes
had
of
that
the
one
movie.
line. Asgard is not a place, it's a people.
people.
Well, this whole movie
Half
didn't
those-
show me
half those
that.
people are
This
dead
whole
now.
movie
Yeah.
did not show me that.
But that's what I keep on saying.
And
It's
because
like
Ragnarok it's not it really makes no sense with the film. It's a whole
It's like
different thing.
Yeah.
It has a different meaning. People mislead the one single word. What Ragnarok
It's-
really means.
It's like
The long-
ordering
wait
fast
for
food right
ever
now,
existed.
man. Like you want to you
basically that,
say
fast
that
food.
you don't want pickles on your burger, but they're gonna give you pickles anyway because if you
Yeah.
don't enjoy it, then you just don't.
hate
You're
them.
just a pickle hater, man. You don't like pickles. What's wrong with you? Pickles are good. Like no, I don't want no pickles on here.
It reminds me of Batman vs Superman. I think I would have enjoyed the movie more if it was just called Dawn of Justice. Take the Batman vs Superman
Call it
out.
that.
Oh, Dawn of Justice, because that's what it was.
And then that leads into another problem is they know the title Batman versus Superman puts bums
Yeah.
in seats. And it's like, you don't need to do that. Man of Steel 2 was already hyped as it was. Or Man of Steel even. You didn't need to do that.
You don't
You
need
didn't
them
need
in
to
the title for people to see that. Batman and
Like, people-
Superman, the two
There
most
could be a
iconic
fucking
superheroes.
World War III going on, you know. I'm here to see Batman versus Superman. So the cinema's closed because there's a war going on. But
Who cares?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be there, you know, regardless of what's going on out there.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they need to do this
And-
bait and
but-
switch stuff.
But my main thing is this: like right now, I just don't trust Disney. No offense to Kevin Feige, I just don't trust you with projects right now, man. Right now, you're a little too hot, dog. Like I don't want you near Blade. You stay away from him, dog. Like you already said that you ain't gonna get his origin story.
If Blade is screwed up, that's gonna be your final straw.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's my final strike. It's already a final strike right now as it is. But if you mess up my boy Blade, like I'm done. Like you know.
You remember what I said? Like if one remember as I said when we were theorizing how Wanda would kill people in the movie, and as I said, I was right. It was awful the way they did it. You know, I was right. If they were to kill off the original Blade, you're like, oh no, you don't kill Daddy now.
You don't kill the man who made the whole entire MCU universe, okay? Just don't do it. That's forbidden, okay? Don't do that to Blade.
Hey, Wesley
Right.
Snipes. Wesley Snipes wouldn't let that happen.
Wesley would be reading the script like, you think I'm gonna let? No, I can't say
Yeah.
it. I can't say it. I can't say it. I can't say it. I can't say it. But you know what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I already know. Like, you guys think you gonna let this gonna kill me off? What the hell going on right here? Like, but yeah, I'm to the point to where like I'm just gonna say this. Just let me know when the X-Men come in because you know what, you can't mess that up even more.
I'm a
Like,
favor, don't bring them in yet. Please fix yourself up and then bring them in. I don't want
what do you
them
mean,
yet.
TCK? Don't you want to see the X-Men? Don't be a
No,
hater.
I've said this many times. I want them to fix their mess first. I don't want the X-Men a part of the mess.
And you know what? It's kind of that thing of even though DC have been in such a mess, Marvel could actually give DC a leg up by putting themselves in a mess.
If DC steps up even a little bit and Marvel's going down, they could get the high ground.
This is true.
I mean, right now, like Kevin Feige ain't coming up with good stuff. I mean, you have a chance. Like, what do you know? Like, DC is the underdog. So, I mean,
People are gonna see the characters DC's putting out rather than the characters Marvel's putting out.
because at the end of the day, yeah, the movies are for the casual viewer, but like there are people that actually like literally buy the movies, you know, support almost every single project. It goes back to what I was talking about with Star Wars. We're fans, but we're also customers too. And right now, the Disney Corporation ain't giving us what we wanted. That's basically that.
And
Now,
again,
be rational. Don't be jerks about it or anything. What I'm trying to say is, like, listen, you got more power than you think you do. Like, that's all I'm going to say.
and again, you know, you don't. In defense of the fans, you don't have to lie. You don't have to. Just be honest. You know, if anything, there's rumors and reports of like Scarlet Witch getting her own movie and stuff. I'm like, she's already had a show and she's hijacked Doctor Strange's movie. Is Doctor Strange going to hijack her movie? Like. Like, you know, it's
She
like
already has 3 projects already. That'll be her 3rd project. What you mean?
and this is the thing, you can just be honest. If you want to, like Marvel, if you want to do more with your female characters, that's fine. That's great. Like, that's what we've always wanted. You know, hell, I love that stuff. But don't bait and switch. Don't lie to people. And
I
think
mean,
you do a disservice to the character when you shoehorn them
Well,
into another person's project.
Kevin Feige even said it like almost at the end of the end game. Like he said, like there's going to be more female characters coming to the MCU. Now, I was saying like, hey, I have no problem with it, but you have to do it the right way.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Don't just show us we have women that, you know, have them be meaningful and impactful to the MCU.
yeah.
Not just to show up. And that's part of the problem is it's like, hey, we've got this character. This character's joining the MCU. It's like, whoa. What's the story? Because this is
Kevin Feige has it on quote, and you can go look this up. He says basically it's their turn. What do you mean it's their turn? You had one female superhero, Black Widow, but you made her script in 11 days. Like,
and it took you to kill her to give her own movie.
It took you to kill her to really realize that people gave a shit about Black Widow.
Yeah.
How many years, right, was every MCU fan, male or female or whatever, all clamoring, all in agreement for more Black Widow?
I was there.
I was one. I was like,
I
why
loved
has she
her in
not got
Winter
a movie
Soldier.
yet?
I loved her in Iron Man 2. Loved her in all the Avengers. Like, why
You know?
didn't she have her own movie?
It's just
It's like because we kept on saying like, "Yo, where's the Black Widow movie at?" Or if you didn't want to give her a Black Widow movie and her and Hawkeye, call it the Agents of Shield
Yeah.
movie or whatever, or
give
call
us
it
the
Shield
Budapest-
or something.
First of all,
They
we
should've
still
done.
haven't even seen the Budapest stuff. We don't know what to.
we still don't. And you know what? In some ways, because of the way
Budapest.
because of the way they treated Samuel Jackson's, you know, last time I trusted someone, I lost an eye.
Oh, fuck
Mother!
off.
Because of the way that because of the way taught you well. Because of the way they treated that line, I'm kind of glad they're leaving it alone. Because what happened in Budapest,
This is true.
you know,
That's true.
it isn't some kind of
That is true.
sweet. It isn't anything like that or some spy mission. It's probably just, I don't know, they milked a cow. You know, that's probably all.
Don't say that.
MCU.
Don't say that, man. Don't say
Don't do
that.
This will be some MCU humor where it's just like them two milking a cow, and that's what Budapest was, and that's what it all was. You know.
Yeah.
Now, at least, right, and I'll use the example of Star Wars here where they're doing it right. At least in Solo, where they show you, you know, like in A New Hope, when he's like, it's the ship that made the Kessel run in less than 12 parsecs. At least when they show you in Solo, it's still true to what it is. It doesn't lie to you. You know, in this, it's like they take a nugget of information and then,
Well, there was one YouTuber that I was watching, and he made a good point about this. He says, what is up with MCU now where, like, they just take one scene and try to make a whole entire arc out of it? That's like lazy. Like,
there's a thing called mystery and ambiguity. Sometimes it's better to not answer questions. You know,
because that's basically what they did with. Dude, when I found out that Kevin Feige made Black Widow in 11 days, the script in 11 days, I was like, no wonder
I didn't
it
know this.
sucks.
Hey, you can tell.
11 days.
11 days, bro.
Look at the Taskmaster shit.
Oh god! I hate that.
Hey,
11 days.
I like David Harbour. I hate Harbour, but look what they did with Red Guardian.
No. Oh no. With plenty of rewrites along the way. Oh no. Marvel. Excuse me. What are you doing? Now, you see, this is where Martin Scorsese and people like that have genuine criticism of Marvel. I'm hurt by that.
Yeah.
The amount of work it takes, like, and I'm speaking from a creative.
And that's why I felt so sorry for Scarlett Johansson, bro. I was like, why are you gonna do her dirty like that?
Black Widow character in general. This character who's been there since the beginning.
11 days. Holy
played a crucial part.
That's how they treat their customers, bro. And I keep on trying to tell everybody
that write better stuff.
Yeah.
And it takes them about a month to get a good solid script or something, or the foundations of a script.
but they basically just said like this: "Hey, we're Marvel. They'll enjoy it. There you go." Like that's basically what it was. Like, and I keep on trying to tell everybody, like, listen, like the reason why they don't want to tell good storytelling, they want you to just suck it up. Hey, be a good consumer, shut up, and enjoy your Marvel oatmeal bowl or whatever.
I mean, how do you 11 days for a legacy character? Like, this is a legacy character.
Oh no, I didn't know that. That's information that hurts me. And you know why it pisses me off even more? Is I know so many people like that want to be screenwriters or actors or directors that put their heart and soul into their projects and their passions because they believe in it.
It takes
And
years for the
Marvel
script.
have the goal to do it in 11 days. Like, again, time is not reflective of quality. I just want to stress that. You can get a good script done in well, no, I'm not even you could get a good script done in a short amount of time. But 11 days for your legacy female character? The legacy female character?
Who started out the first female Avenger, the first real female Avenger? I'm just saying.
That is
That's
just
poor.
lazy. That's
lazy.
Like,
that's poor.
They're like, we've had our highs. What do we need to do now?
And this is why, linking it back to earlier on, the way that the MCU are doing it now is instead of spacing out the projects and taking their time with each project, just throwing it at you. So when this happens, I'm not even surprised anymore. It's like 11 days to film Black Widow's it's only Black Widow. Like 11 days. I feel sick.
That's ridiculous.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I just say I'm not mad if Scarlett Johansson doesn't come back to the MCU, bro. Like I can see why she was a little salty. They done her dirty. Like I'll be mad too. Like you gonna give me
and there was all that drama afterwards as well. Just throwing it out there.
Yeah,
and you had all the time in the world for this movie to write it. Like
I would have the way the Marvel have done it, and as I said, fans will show up if they took 40 years to make a Black Widow movie. Film is forever. Like, I think people get so caught up in there needs to be a sequel, otherwise this film will be forgotten. Hell, we're still talking about The Godfather now. We're still talking about Star Wars now. Like, film is forever. You know, I would have happily waited a few years, even though I don't like Disney. Can you stop killing characters and giving them prequels, please? It's really annoying. You know, because they're dead. So, you know, people would have waited. I would have rather waited like a couple of years so they get a good story, you know, good quality storytelling, just to give her the story that she deserves. And even if I didn't like it still, at least then I know they put more effort into it, you know? Even if it came out, I gave it a 2 out of 10, fuck it. At least I know they tried, you know? 11 days, that's taking the piss. Like, that's like, okay, we know Marvel.
It's unforgivable.
Anything
with our logo on, eat it, you know?
And that's why the MCU is failing now. That's how you put it.
That's rough.
Because
I'm sorry that I had to hurt your feelings like that, but I just have to tell you guys the truth. That's how they treated Black Widow, bro. Like 11 days.
I didn't even know that. That's rough.
When I found out, I was like, no wonder it was a horrible movie. Like, I mean, it wasn't horrible. It's decent, but like, come on, man, come on. She's been riding with you since day one, like TCK said. Like, you know, she it was way. It's like it's when it's finally your time to shine, and then they give you this leftover. I'll be salty too. I'll put it that way. I'll be salty too.
Wow, that. Hey, DC, start taking over, please.
Because what happened was,
let me know when the X-Men show up, as you say.
You know when the X-Men show up.
Can we move on? I'm getting too mad about this.
I'm getting depressed. Like, let's transition into Cobra Kai for the 50th time. Let's transition into Cobra Kai. Let's make that
finally into the good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all in agreement that I'm still a Marvel fan. I still like the MCU. I just don't like shit like this because it just quality, not quantity. You know, quality over everything. You know, and oh man, Scarlett, you got done dirty, girl. I'm so sorry. On behalf of the House of Mouse, I'm so sorry. Now I expect a paycheck, Marvel, for defending you.
I'm just gonna say it like this. Like I still want the MCU to do good. I don't wish nothing about bad to happen on it. Same thing with Lucasfilm. I don't want nothing bad to happen to Star Wars. I enjoy all these properties, but just right now, under the regime of the Mickey Mouse God, stop it.
Hey everybody,
You-
smoke and
you
soup
guys-
with me while we put out a project. That's basically what
You
they're
guys are
doing.
fudging up right now. Right now, like honestly, right now, I just been enjoying my anime stuff. Like really, right now, I just been enjoying anime stuff. But for the most part, like, come on, guys, you have it in you. You got it in you. You guys can do this thing. Like I know you can, but the chances of it happening, guys, I'm just being 100% honest with you. I don't see the MCU going back to the old stuff. I see them moving
No
forward.
way. There's
And
not.
Moving on to newer ways.
It's a different
I
time.
need to
It's
be
a
out
different.
there in
It's
my
different
life. It's
characters.
depressing me.
There's no way we'll
Yeah.
ever get OG MCU. That's
Yeah,
just-
we're not going to get the OG MCU. And
And
once again,
before any of this started, I remember saying, sorry to cut you off, Danny, but I remember saying,
Yeah.
you know, everyone was like, oh, we could do Galactus, we could do Doctor Doom, and yeah, it'd be great to see them, but Endgame is never going to be repeated. Never.
Yeah.
You'd be lying to yourself. Like, even if they threw 100 characters at the screen, like if they had Endgame scene with more characters than the X-Men and whoever, it's still not going to hit the same way. Like, they're never
No,
repeat.
it
There's
won't.
always
Because
one-
you won't grow with those new characters whether they recreate them or not. Because when you see new characters being,
you're not
brought,
excited
you just-
anymore.
You just need to grow with
No,
them.
there's
You're not excited anymore. Like let's just
exactly.
you're not like when the first 1 through 3 phases, like I wasn't excited for every single movie, but like I would have said like, oh, that guy's getting a movie. Hey, I'll check it out. You know what I'm saying? Like you at least check it out. And if you enjoyed it, you enjoyed it. If you didn't, okay, move on to the next one. They always come back
Because-
with the better one.
Oh, you got a question, Danny.
What's the anime do you watch?
What anime do you watch, bottom right?
Oh,
Basically
He
everything.
called you bottom one.
I pretty much watch everything, but my favorite anime of all time is Yu Yu Hakusho.
Shout out to Stuart as well if you're watching, 'cause I think he's mentioned that a couple of times.
But I think this is the last thing I'll say about it because we should move on. But I think why we were so excited
And he's
for
gonna
each
be Yankee
movie
Doe in my life.
when phase one is because that was all leading towards one thing. Now it's a mess where everything is
It's leading to
building up
5
something
things.
different, and you don't know what's happening. You don't know where it's going. For the Infinity Saga, you know, it was always leading up to the
And
Infinity.
each movie was
Thanos.
contained.
That's why you were excited to see every movie, let
Yeah.
alone if you knew the character or not. Now it's confusing because
And I'm just gonna say this one more thing, and then we'll move on. We just can't keep on giving them excuses because they're Marvel, and I'm tired. I'm tired of all that type of thing. Well, maybe because they're about to do no. They know what they're doing. Like
I mean, they've done transitional stories in the first 3 phases, you know, but at least with the difference with those is when you watch Civil War, yes, it sets up Infinity War and whatever, it still is its own thing, you know, it's its own
Yeah.
thing, and you get an
damn
ending
good movie.
and a good movie,
Yeah.
probably one of the best, and you get an ending. You get an ending in that movie, you know.
And that
So
sets up.
if you were to stop watching the MCU at that point, you know, you still get that as an ending. That's
Yeah.
still an ending. You know, it's
And another thing too,
They're not doing it.
before we actually move on, I'm sorry we keep on going off of this,
It's
but
just
like,
because, like, you know, again, I don't want anyone to get the wrong impression. It's just because we care, people who are watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because that then you can miss a movie, but you still got the concept of what's still going on. Like you can miss Guardians, or you can miss
And
The
that's
Wasp.
thing, on that.
Yeah.
Bro, like that's. I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't watch Guardians of the Galaxy till a couple of years later. I didn't watch it when it dropped. Like I didn't watch it. Like I watched it literally a couple of years later, and I was like, "Oh, this is actually pretty good." But that's a good point. Is that you didn't need to watch everything, you know. And it was Guardians of the Galaxy was still connected to the broader universe, and it
Yeah.
set things up. But you didn't need to watch it. Now you have to. You got no choice now. Like
You
it's
shouldn't- whether you're a casual fan or an MCU diehard, you shouldn't have to watch a 6 series or an 8. How long is WandaVision? 9?
9,
Nine.
something like that.
9 episodes
I think-
on Wanda's kids.
Yeah, and the thing is I hate to be that guy. People have lives. Like people have like. I'm sorry, I say this in a nice way. Like I love watching this stuff, and I'm invested in this. But come on, like that's a lot of hours on your ass watching a screen.
Yeah, I
Like,
can't
doesn't
justify
there
sitting on my
die
butt
in
that long.
Multiverse?
Like, and we've all got things going on. Like, you know, Chris, you got your projects, you got the education, you know, you got work, I got work. You know, there comes a point where it's just like, man,
It's
I love
homework.
this, but it's becoming homework. It's like, you know,
It becomes
and I'm
work.
at the point now
Yeah.
where I'm starting to pick and choose the projects and stuff that I watch now. Miss Marvel, not watching that. She-Hulk, I watch a few clips, but even Moon Knight, and I'm gonna be honest, I love Moon Knight, the character, always love the character. Used to main him a lot in the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games, but the show, I had to admittedly force myself to watch it.
Thank you. I'm sorry, guys. It's just that
I had to make time for it.
it's just kind of boring, bro. Like there was
And I
some
liked it, but I had to force myself. It was a commitment. With Kenobi, I was there the minute that dropped.
I fell asleep. There was one time where I fell asleep during Moon Knight. Okay, like I'm just saying, like you know.
And I know we have our opinions on Kenobi, but the minute Kenobi dropped, I was there. Literally a couple hours just to get some sleep. Like literally the minute it dropped, the day it dropped. Moon Knight, I watched it like the day after.
Yeah.
Mm.
I didn't watch it. I didn't watch every episode the day it dropped. I waited a little.
Yeah, I just
Fine.
noticed,
They dropped, yeah.
Can't argue with that.
and after Moon Knight ended, I was like, oh, that was cool. Anyway, back onto the grind, like.
Yep. And that's what it feels like. Is it feels like, you know, just to round off, it just feels like we're just watching it because we've watched it this long, you know. And it's if it's becoming hard for us to explain it to casuals, a regular person's gonna go nuts. They're like, what the hell is what?
So I have to watch all 30 movies and then six
Yeah, like it's
series.
daunting. You tell them you've got to watch 20 movies to understand this. They go, whoa.
Dude, people struggle when people say like about the Cobra Kai stuff. Like people struggle watching the Karate Kid movies. You
That's
expect them to watch
ridiculous.
Three movies.
expect them to watch the MCU movies, which that are about like roughly like each movie's like about 2 to 3 hours. That's like over 100. That's like over 100 minutes right
Depending
there.
on the real cuts that you watch as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah,
Shoot.
we got enough MCU phase 4 for like next week. We probably come back on it just a tad bit or whatever. So let's go
Standard.
ahead.
Standard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we can go ahead and transition. And
we need some Miyagi-Do in our life. Let's be honest. We need some Miyagi-Do in our life right now.
Really need
So
it.
That is true.
Mr. Jacob, you said that you really wanted to talk about this one more than me. Like, you know, like, so
Wow.
I'm gonna let you.
Wow. Well. So since the show has made quite a huge deal about splitting the men and the women up in the show, understandably why, right? Understandably why. You know, I link it all the way back to the bracket situation and where everyone, you know, and I don't, you know, want to rag on this any longer than I need to, but everyone ragged on me and everyone included for saying that we wouldn't have liked that initially. And those are the same people that don't want Julie Pearce back in the show. But unfortunately, I hate to break it to you, there is a sensei that almost said Terry Silver has now recruited that is a female. I don't see Johnny fighting her. I don't see Daniel or Chosen fighting her. That's this. What are they doing?
Setting it up.
For Julie Pearce. It's there. And also, and I just want to put this out there because I'm noticing this a lot right now is everyone's trying to do my thing. It's like Cobra Kai, as much as I love it, what are they doing? They're setting the end game up. We're nearly there. Like, it's got about maybe 2 more seasons in it tops. Like, if 6 is the final season, they'll probably tell us because they want to make us aware.
Yeah.
The creators won't do that to us.
Netflix does it anyway, yeah.
But Netflix does it. And 6 or 7, that's probably the most you're going to get out of this show until, like, you jump the shark to astronomical levels. But, you know, I think we're in that territory now, you know, and I think it's time to get all hands on deck. You know, Chosen, Julie Pearce, bring him in. Because King, that is the topic, isn't it?
Yeah, because
Damn right.
Think about this, guys. You got 3 Miyagi-Do students. You got the aggressive one. You got the Daniel's like the balanced one, and then you got Julie that can teach the females how to do
Korean
female
side.
Miyagi-Do.
Damn, we got
And
nearly
think
30 people watching right now.
And another thing, Julie Pearce is actually overpowered. This woman can fight blind, so I'm just saying, bro, like that, she could probably teach Daniel some stuff. You know what I'm saying? And she earned it.
Back in a serviceable way. They're not just bringing her back Marvel style to say, "Hey, yo, cameo." Like, you know, she's coming back to serve the narrative. I don't even think she'll come back for a couple. I think she'll be back for the long haul.
And another thing, what's it? Who plays Julie Pearce again? Oh god, Hillary Swank, dude. If you get Hillary Swank on the show, she actually helps the show. Guess what? She has an Oscar. So
Oscar winner,
and she has a Netflix deal. So
and a Netflix deal. So you can't tell me that the
basically a
creators
given
have not
to come
taught her. You can't tell me that they haven't taught her yet. So I'm just saying, like.
And the thing is, one example I'll give, just because I'm going to fill my drink out, is they knew Terry Silver or Thomas Ian Griffith would come back before season 4 because they had to set it up. Well, they had to tease it in the first 2 seasons, of course, but they set it up in season 3.
Yeah.
And that was way before he actually officially came back. So they would have had to have known way back when. So this season will tease Julie Pearce heavily. As great as Chosen is, she'll be the missing link. And then the 3 Miyagi-Do legacy heir characters will teach the younger generation, and then it'll be Silver's time to go. You know, you can't beat those 3. You know.
And then think about it. You got 3 Miyagi-Dos, and you got 3 former Cobra Kai's with Kreese, Johnny, and Bobby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dude.
Oh yeah, Kreese and Bobby are going to be probably joining as well.
I'm gonna say,
I'm just saying, bro. Think about this. Oh, there's too many senseis. No, it's not, because Terry Silver has an army out of everywhere around the area.
Silver is building an empire. We've already seen one. What's the? I don't know the actress's name. Has she got a character name yet? The new one's
Sensei Kim Da-un or something.
Okay, but essentially, that's what it's going to be. Terry is now the emperor. He's building his empire, and he's got his henchmen. That's what it's. It's going back to old school black and white, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
it's got to.
I'm not even. I've just been having this feeling lately that like Mike Barnes, he might like.
Coming.
No, but he might like.
At some point, he will.
He might not fully be on Silver's side.
Yeah. I can agree with that. I think.
Not really.
I have, especially if they make him Tori's dad.
Yeah.
But even without that, they can make him. They can make it seem like he had so much trauma after that whole experience with Silver.
Yeah.
Like, because you could say, you know, Silver tortured him just as much as he did Daniel.
Yeah.
I mean, did you
they're probably gonna make it the way they probably have Mike Barnes is he might be the gray character. Like he's probably gonna be like he's not bad, but he's also not good. Like, and you know,
I haven't forgotten what you did to me, but like, I kind of like being back. You know, it's not like that. Yeah,
because let's see who does Terry Silver have on his squad. He got the new female sensei. Mm-hmm. He has Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. He has Tyron Woodley.
Yeah.
And who else?
Sean, probably.
Like, no, I'm just talking about sensei wise or whatever.
Wise. Well, it probably Mike Barnes for the beginning at least.
Mike Barnes, and then I guess you could say Stingray just to fill in the spot.
Yeah. Also, I have this I want to put to you guys as well. What if, as a twist, maybe Mike Barnes doesn't even want to get involved?
Yeah.
Maybe he's changed. Maybe he doesn't want to be involved in all this.
Yeah.
The last time we saw him, it could have wrecked his life.
That's what I was saying. I said he tortured Mike Barnes just as much as he did Daniel.
Boom.
So would you be open? I know you don't like this, Jacob, but could you see Mike Barnes dying?
What do I don't like? What don't I like? Just about to go.
I know you don't like people getting killed up, but could you see Mike Barnes die instead of Kreese or Silver?
Nah.
Since he's like not all the way in with He's basically.
Nah.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
I get what you're saying, but he's not as in.
But,
Johnny's like the
put it
older
this
Jake
way,
Paul.
if this show is to do a death, it has to be done in the right way because you
Yes.
don't want to jump the shark. And that's what I mean. Like the
Yeah.
more seasons you do, someone will
Yeah.
inevitably die.
Yeah.
I hope that if someone is to get the axe, that it's done serviceably and not James Norrington style.
I think it won't be Mike Barnes because he's
Yeah.
not as impactful to the story
Yeah.
as I think Kreese is for sure the front runner to if anyone's gonna die. Your death's inevitable. No, I think, but the way they're kind of setting it up to his redemption, and I think that's how you could finish Kreese's arc. I think that's honestly the only way you could finish Kreese's arc is have him redeemed, but like you can't keep him around. I think you gotta kill him. But like Mike Barnes, he's not as crucial to the story. He's not. People don't love him. Like people love Kreese. He's a bad guy, but people love Kreese. They want to see more Kreese.
I mean, the thing is with Mike Barnes, he's cool, but the thing is, he's a hired gun. He's like a bounty hunter in Star Wars. He's a mercenary that was paid to do a job. And if anyone is gonna die, it's gonna be Kreese or Silver. I don't see it being anyone else.
Mike Barnes.
But going back on Julie Pearce, though, I think she will be a very big important, especially for the female characters, like to get them united or whatever. Like, because I think what's gonna happen is like Kreese and Daniel are gonna be way too hard on the girls or something like that, and they probably need like a female point of view, and then I think that's where Julie will come in or something like that. Yeah. To like stop all the beefs between most of the female characters or whatever.
Yeah.
I
Bring Sam and Tori together. Yeah.
I mean, they've already shown with this show that I've seen people say, "Oh, they don't really give the females much to go on." I 100% disagree. I think the female characters in this show are a lot better than the guys. The guys are childish, beating each other up, and the women are like, "Oh, so this is happening." Like,
exactly.
The voices of reason in this show.
Yeah.
And Julie bringing, because even though Sam and Tori will work out their stuff by themselves, in order to really bring them together, just like Chosen will bring Miguel and Robbie together, you need someone
to guide them.
Because the thing is, Amanda can't do it by herself because,
no,
I mean, Amanda's not a fighter. Let's just be like, she knows how to. She got the back.
She's the mother of one. That's just not fair.
The motherly one. She's not the fighter in that sense. You
Yeah.
need someone that understands their language.
Yeah, Julie knows how to fight, but she also had like Tori's like background or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
Tori's temper. Yeah. And she has Sam's nice girl moments as well. She has a bit of both.
I think Amanda's trying to like more like fix them both up to be like, not crazy, and then like mentally, because like what she was doing with Tori, and she's Sam's mother, but Julie will like, all right,
Julie's gonna shoot. Yeah, Julie's gonna set it up straight. Like, listen, you don't like her, she don't like you. What happened between? And then they just start giving out their story or whatever,
I
and then
just imagine at that point, like, I don't know if Julie Pearce is a smoker or anything, but like, it's like she puts them together at a table setting, and then Sam and Tori start explaining 2 hours later, and Julie's just like,
it's like the circle from that 70s show.
Yeah.
She's just
as much as the next Karate Kid wasn't, what we thought it was or what it should have been. I mean, Julie kind of paved the way for a female role.
Yeah.
female goat.
She's the OG girl.
Should be more than just Daniel. That bonds with Miyagi.
Mm-hmm. And the movie in and of itself, as I said, there's that weird camera shot during the fight with Dugan. I know that's a curse word. During the fight with Dugan, who could come back and save me. I mean, I'm not hoping for it, but you never know. There's like a weird camera shot of like the bin on fire, and then it's weird. But
it was like a Mortal Kombat scene.
It's weird. Like the camera's like this. I'm like, why? Just keep it still. But with Julie coming in, as they've shown with every legacy character, they're going to serve something bigger than themselves. And any Insta pages that talk about this tomorrow, please credit us. But you know, you don't just put it out there and say, you know, hey, I've got this cool thing. Let's dive
Because
into it.
the thing, the way I see Julie Pearce coming back is you do it like this. Like, okay, we speed up the story for her. Okay, she was a two-time All-Valley champ in Boston or whatever. She was trained with Mr. Miyagi. You know, she graduated high school. She went to college. She married the love of her life. She has her own karate dojo. Her and Daniel know each other at the funeral, and then that's how you bring them back. We can skip the whole entire thing.
if Ali was a fighter,
Yeah.
without the romantic thing, I don't want Daniel doing any of the business. But you know,
it would be
Could you
funny
guys?
if Julie Pearce was like a therapist. That would.
Yeah.
oh,
Like I
that
say, could you guys picture Daniel being at the monastery doing stuff?
that would be great if they could do something where they said that, you know, Daniel trained where she trained. You know, that would be awesome.
Oh yeah.
That'd be really cool. I think they've already met. I think that's already happened.
You know what?
I maybe all we do know is that she did arrive on Miyagi's funeral.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of reminded me of like when Nick Fury buzzed Captain Marvel. And,
The
Yeah.
pager.
yeah, with the pager. Yeah.
Oh god, Daniel's gonna be the end. Like he's gonna say, "Son of a bitch."
I think
Miyagi.
say that
Miyagi.
maybe
Like a little bonsai emoji.
Yeah.
I think she'll be the perfect counter to Silver's Quicksilver method because once again, the woman can fight blind. Like she basically beat everybody up while she couldn't see. Like
You know the big
that would be a
three.
good training thing for Tori and
The
Sam.
big three, they know their stuff. They know their little Easter eggs. They're gonna bring that up.
yeah.
And that's the thing is, as I said, like, you know, I know I've seen comments like this a lot, right? And you guys know my earlier feelings on it, so I'm gonna use it for this discussion. Oh, Cobra Kai needs some bad guys. What do you think they're doing? Like, they're doing it right now. Terry's got his henchmen forming into the dojo. Like, I don't know about Kyler. Maybe leave him over there and let him just die with Cobra Kai with that bad hairstyle of his. But shout out to Joe, love him. But honestly, that hair, dude, what the hell? Season 1 hair, season 3 and 4 hair. That's the right hair to have. But you know, can't count season 2 as he wasn't in it. But you know, it's like Sean, Kenny, they're not like get them away from there. Bring them to our side of the because one, they need Sean. The good guys need a Sean.
They need some grit on their squad.
They need someone who isn't into all this. They need someone that's just, I'm gonna grab you and I'm gonna throw you over there.
I'm gonna grab you and beat the hell out of you.
he's a brawler. He's a brawler.
Yeah, he's an enforcer type. You need him. And then Kenny, the story they've given him with Robbie and Sean.
He has the prodigy. He has the prodigy label.
Get him out of there as well. Have him and Anthony playing Dungeon Lord, sitting there throwing Sprite cans at each other. Like,
Who gives a shit?
you know, get him out of there and let Terry build up that empire to the point where everyone that's on that side of the fence is clear-cut villain, the bad guys. Like, we're going away from the gray and we're going back to that old school Karate Kid formula.
Can I say one?
Miyagi-Do good.
Can I say one thing, Jacob? I wanna hit on this point for all those people that were making fun of my man Jacob for saying that the One United Dojo video. Hey, stupid! Guess what? There's about 9 dojos and one Miyagi / Eagle Fake dojo. It only makes sense that all of them united.
Terry's got like what? How many dojos now? Is it
about 9 of them?
9. Come on.
Okay, you got 9. You got 9 dojos, and let's just say you got 9 senseis, but like 4 of them are like the Horsemen or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I mean, you know, people can make fun of me or whatever, and you know, again, we're just talking pop culture, and it's not meant to be taken seriously and all that. But but at the end of the day, I mean, one thing is I'm sat here on a channel with 7K, and they're in a Reddit comment section, but also
in their mother's basement.
In the mother's basement. But it's just, you know, it's not like I'm a genius or something like that. It's just staples of storytelling. You know, they're clearly setting up a massive conclusion to this story where Silver has all these like henchmen working for him, all these dojos. We don't have an investment about these, like this Tyrone Woodley or this other sensei or whatever. But all the characters that we care about from the beginning of this show They're going to bring them together because the theme of the show is Miyagi-Do, forgiveness, it's second chances. And that's how you really pay tribute to Miyagi's legacy. That's what Miyagi would want. He would want everyone all together. Like, think of it. You know that score that plays when Daniel trains Robbie and then he's training Dimitri, and it's only played a little bit, but it plays properly when Daniel and Miyagi are training Karate Kid 3. That's the last time you really hear it slap. What if you've got all the senseis in unison, all the kids with that score playing?
Yeah.
Would hit. I mean, I don't know about Kreese. I think just leave Kreese smoking a cigar on the side. I don't see him doing Miyagi. Just leave him on the side.
Nah, Chris is gonna keep doing his thing.
He'll be with the good guys, but it's a business transaction. Like
Magneto and the X-Men, baby.
Oh god, hell no. But keep him on that. Like, just imagine that. Like, the score's playing, it's this big crescendo, and you're like, why isn't Kreese doing it? I'm not doing this.
I'm not gonna be doing
I'm only
that.
here for a little bit.
I'm only here I'm only here as a formality.
I'm here for the screen time.
Kreese is gonna start making them do military work. All right, you maggots, on your knuckles, 50 push-ups. Like,
oh, dude, Hawk and him. Oh, I would love a scene of Eli just going, "Hey, so about your champion over there. I mean, yeah."
I told you, only the strong will survive.
Dude, that would be fucking golden. He walks up to Kreese. He's like, imagine Kreese is doing like training with Chosen, Julian, Daniel, and Johnny, and whoever, and he's the one that falters first. And then Eli just throws that line right at him.
He takes one of his cigars. I told you, only the strong.
And then you know how like when they were drinking beer in season 3, and then like, and then like Eli just goes, ugh. Like that.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious.
I told you. Only the strong will survive.
Oh no, like the way the story's panning out, like Robbie, Miguel, and Sam are going to get 3 major wins by the end of this show.
Yeah.
Miguel needs to win something big because...
Hey, they set it up. They
set
it up.
Win. He's got the Rising Champion arc, and he's the next Karate Kid. Come on. But also, Robbie needs to stop being 2-0. I'm sick of that. Let my boy get a win. But then Sam will also get one because she's legacy.
It's one of those things, like you were saying earlier, Jacob. The only way that the legacy characters can win this stuff, I mean, like Sam or Robbie can win stuff, is like if Daniel and Johnny just accept the fact that, you know what, we were wrong or whatever.
Yeah,
and that's how the kids win.
I really love that thing. That ever since you brought that up, I love that. Is that the legacy kids cannot win until this beef is fully over. Fully over. Love that.
So,
on that note,
yeah.
Man, shout out to the 22 people watching the stream right now. How many likes is this one?
Hey, 1K likes. Jacob will get Kyler's haircut.
Hell no! Don't put that out there, buddy. Someone who used 50 counts and bloody do that. 21 likes at the moment. 21. Let's try and get it to 25. Everyone who's watching. So
yeah,
just for the sake of, I mean, look at the time. Like there, like I can't leave it on.
Want to push it to 3? Yeah. Okay.
Let's do it.
All right.
Let's do that. So
we can still talk Cobra Kai or just talk life, whatever. I mean,
no,
go back to the.
We can stick with Cobra Kai. I haven't spoken on it for a good, like, damn near 2 months now. But you know, I think with Julie and with every legacy character, they will serve a story that's bigger than themselves. And with the One United Dojo thing, is it a bit fanboyish? Yeah, a bit fanboyish.
But isn't the show? Look at the 3 writers.
Isn't the show? And that's
yeah.
Point. But you see, Eli and Robbie, see, it's teaming up. It's happening. It's happening. They've set it up.
I don't want to put a video on you, Jacob, but I think you need to go ahead and do a video on Julie, bro.
Well, let me bring out a classic, right?
Spider-Man notebook.
I haven't brought this out in a while.
Spider-Man.
Hey, you need to do the dust thing. You like,
oh my god, he's gonna
blow some dust off. Yeah.
It's like that Days of Future Past when Professor X picks up the Cerebro thing.
Yeah.
Something when I write my diary.
My history is in here. Not my internet history for all the people like, oh, wanted to see. Yeah, you're never going to see that.
Your Terry Silver, Mike Barnes season 2.
Let me just find the problem is I don't have a spare page. I can't even remember half the stuff I wrote there. All the open debate stuff. Well, that was nuts.
Yeah, how'd that go?
We keep that in the archives and burned it.
Keep that in the notebook.
Release the Jacob cut. That's what that is. The chosen cut or whatever it was. Release the chosen cut. Wait, it's my fan fiction. Oh dear. Oh yeah, longer episodes. Okay, so you're saying a Julie Pearce video?
Yeah, just a Julie Pearce video.
Well, I'm setting it up.
It's like, you never done one, but I think the fans will probably like, because you basically got a lot of people to become Robbie fans, and I know me and RJ got people to become more Stan fans. So I think you could probably
put this energy out there just to piggyback off your point. It doesn't mean we need to hate on Miguel. I've done videos on Miguel as well.
Yeah.
Miguel
I'm just saying that I think people don't understand Julie enough or whatever, and she just had the bad movie. Like, it's not her fault.
They look at the movie, not the character.
So,
Like, look at Terry Silver. He's the highlight of that shitty movie.
Can we just remind people that Karate Kid 3 wasn't that good?
No, it's not a good movie.
You take Terry out that movie, you've got a really bad movie there.
It's not a good movie.
It's Terry Silver. What Thanos is to Infinity War, Terry is to that movie. Like that's
exactly
in a sense.
You
Like it's
take
without
Terry
Terry
out, you don't have a watchable movie.
No, and in Infinity War, I mean, you can make it. Well, no, you can't. Well, no, I'm not going to go.
Yeah.
But, with Terry, he really carries that movie from start to finish, and it's just, setting it up, maybe. But I think for the final 10 minutes before we round off, I wanted to ask you guys this question: how would you feel about, because this is the big kind of consensus, the drama in the show. For me, I don't know if it's just me putting my real life stuff into this, but I just want all the kids to come home. I don't want this dragging out any longer. Like these kids are getting hurt. Like maybe it's just the older brother in me, but I just want all the kids home. I don't want this dragged out any longer. And I know with social media,
and Miguel getting hurt. That's what happened.
Are you Team Miyagi-Do? Are you Team Cobra Kai? Are you Team Eagle Fang? Which I think will probably be going. It's great to do that for fans' sake, but I think for story's sake, we're at a point now where the characters have been through so much. Like, regardless of whose side of the fence you're on, if you're on Team Miguel or Robbie or Eli or Kreese, multiverse,
Team
I just want the kids to come home. Like, stop this crap. Like,
yeah,
I know.
I'm kind of over it now, man, because it's to the point where it's gotten boring. Like, I'm tired of people saying Team Robbie, Team Miguel, Team Sam, Team Tori. Dude, you can like both of them. You really can. You can like both characters. You guys are missing the point of the show. You're missing the point of the show.
I know
it's
exactly.
all about perspective.
I know exactly what you mean.
I agree, Lisa.
You have to remember, these kids, they're kids still. They shouldn't go through all this drama as teenagers. It's not like Johnny, where his whole storyline will be paid off, but he had a whole shitty life before. These kids don't need to have that shitty life in a span.
They're teenagers.
Of 5-6 seasons. It just doesn't make sense, because what's the rest of their life then? So yeah, they should have this happy ending for now, because they're kids. Like, it's not like Johnny, where he has his happy ending.
And it won't be
now.
a happy ending where they're running through the meadow, smacking each other on the arse with towels. Like, it's not going to be some hippie ending.
No.
Yeah.
I love when he said that.
It's how kids should be, treated.
Yeah, another thing. Let me get on that point real quick too. For all you Cobra Kai fans that are over the age of, I don't know, 1 or 5 years old or something, that kind of got some type of sense or whatever.
What 1-year-old is watching Cobra?
The point is, TCK is you guys are acting like you've never been teenagers before. Like, you guys are God's gift to Earth for good children or something like that.
As I said, everyone thinks they're Han Solo talking to women. No, you're Anakin.
No.
You're Anakin. Everyone thinks they're Miguel or Robbie. It's like, no, you're Dimitri.
You're Dimitri, dog.
They don't like.
Oh,
it
I can't stand
they're
Dimitri
reflecting on
because you were Dimitri. Stop it. Like, it's like, listen, guys, you guys put your guys' life in Cobra Kai way too much. Like, y'all guys literally be making threads like about this. I'm like, wow.
And that's one of the things that I've loved about this show is it sparked conversations about like the real life. I'll keep your politics, like the real life stuff as well, especially with the way this show. And credit to the creators. I don't want everyone to get the impression that I'm sitting there kissing their shoes, but each character is reflective of a real life situation and feels so distinct from someone else. Even though Eli and Robbie have very similar arcs in the aspect that they learn from the other side more, like which is why their fight works so well. But even though they're similar, Robbie's home life is different. Eli's home life is different. Miguel and Eli and Dimitri's levels of bullying varies it's different per each of them. Anthony's social media or just social pressure, that's different as well. Sam's pressure of being a teenage girl, that's different too. Tori being seen as crazy, which was warranted in season 3. Let's just be real. But season 4 came along and gave us a bit of nuance as to why that is.
Yeah.
There's each character feels like they have a journey within the story. And the story's still happening, and they've got their own journey going. That's why it works so well. I don't want them to ruin it.
Yeah, that's just my main thing. It's like you guys put your life way too much into Cobra Kai to where like the show is about perspective. At the end of the day, they're gonna join forces. It doesn't matter what you think or how you feel or whatever. It's gonna happen.
It's probably gonna happen.
I think the main theme of the show, like even above karate, is father figures. Because think about every character and how it somehow ties into the relationship with their father or some father figure.
Yep.
Every character in some way is tied into that theme. And it goes to their character arc. It goes to how they act. It goes how they treat people. I think that is the main theme of the show. From Daniel to Anthony. Like you have all these characters have something with their even like parental figure.
Yeah, and the mothers are held in such a high regard. Like they're the and I say this in context, they're the queens of the show. It's the turmoil as fathers and sons. Like that's the real.
Yeah.
I mean, Robbie has his issue with his mum and whatnot, but other than that, like more or less, a lot of it is fathers and sons. And I'm so happy a story like this is being told because
because you don't get a lot of that nowadays.
For me, when I was younger, if I was watching this show when when I was a teenager, it would have helped in so many ways. And now that it's out there, as I said, like film and TV, it's forever. So a teenager that's born like 20 years from now may stumble across this show and go, "Oh, Cobra Kai, let me check this out." And then it will bonsai. Then it will, help them in that situation, and it will inspire them to do good things and make the right choices. It's important.
Because the thing is, it's like
Sean and Kenny as well.
I never had Robbie's life or whatever, but like when I saw him on the screen, I instantly liked him because like I didn't have to know him too well to actually know him, or if that makes sense. Like you could just tell, like, oh, okay, this guy right here, he's about to be the GOAT or whatever. He gonna be one of the best characters or whatever. And I mean, you gotta see it from Robbie's point of view. But dad not in his life, mom not in his life. Mom's bringing random men home every single night. He has to put on earphones because he doesn't want to hear
hanging out with the wrong
action. Yeah. Don't you guys think, for all the Robbie haters, don't you think you can kind of feel for him just a tad bit?
Yeah.
I mean,
on that, I don't like that he kicks me over. I don't like him for that. I was one of the people like, man, fuck this man here, man. What the hell are you doing?
Yeah, me too.
But at the same time, aside from that kick, and all that stuff, he will make up for that. Let's not get it twisted. He's going to make up for that. But as we've discussed many times, remember our theories with the staircase. But also, I just think people are missing the point of the show and the characters, that it doesn't matter about your past experiences. It doesn't matter about your history or where you came from, or you're not defined by a trophy. You can make the right choices and be better. And even Daniel and Johnny recognize that when they're like, hey, whoa, they don't need to repeat our mistakes. Miguel and Robbie don't need to have a rivalry that lasts 30 years, because look what's happened. You know, a kid was nearly killed. Kids were nearly
we might not have some of the same stuff that went on like the characters, but you can just like sit back and just say like, okay, I understand your perspective. Like, I don't have to go through what you actually necessarily went through, but I can feel for you. Like, I can see where you at.
Because every character, they're not all bad, you know. I mean, Silver is the exception, but you can even say with Silver, like, he had so much trauma. He had his best friend.
They make Karate Kid 3 look even better with, he was like, it sounds crazy just talking about it.
Because I even told Shamoon this. Can you basically just say like Silver is basically what Johnny will be like if he went the wrong way?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
If Johnny was still rich and still kept on being a jerk, he's Silver, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was being a jerk, actually.
And the stepdad could be like what Kreese was doing to Silver. Stepdad,
John Lawrence the First. Bravo, bravo.
You know, his stepfather reminding him how much of a disappointment he is, and like,
and it's also an important message as well for anyone of any age, like, because it hits you whether you can relate on a different level, or you're the age of the character or whatnot. But when, like, you look at Johnny's story, and despite him being a terrible father, like, he had no role model in his life to look up to.
Yeah,
it was a case of breaking the cycle so it doesn't repeat, and saying to the kids, hey, don't make our mistakes.
And then it's the same thing. And then you can look at Daniel's point of view. He didn't have a father, but he had a father figure in Mr. Miyagi or whatever.
Yeah. That's good.
But the thing about what Daniel is, like, this is his weakness. He keeps on trying to do everything that Mr. Miyagi told him to do.
I'm saying that.
But the thing is, like, you can just bring it into real life. There are some grown adults that still listen to their parents when they're like over like 30-something years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they haven't made a choice by themselves. Like, they just say, well, I got to do this. I have to do this. Like, you're trying to, no, you have to make your own path. If you don't make your own path, you're going to be miserable.
You're going to be
stuck.
I think
it will lead to nowhere. If you follow somebody else's footsteps, it will lead you to nowhere. You have to create your own path.
You have to create your own path.
Daniel feels this like necessity to, like, give thanks to Mr. Miyagi, because Mr. Miyagi didn't need to take Daniel, under his wing. He did not need to at all.
No,
but Daniel feels this,
he owes him whatever.
Owe him forever. Which
he
there's
again, like, once again, Daniel is basically what Silver will be like if he kept on owing Kreese everything.
I mean, Chosen. Look what
Silver is Johnny and Daniel if they were both mixed together that went bad, bro.
Yeah. Chosen just wanted to honor his uncle.
Chosen is the best representation of changing his life around and not kind of like doing his own thing, versus Daniel is just trying to be the Miyagi, but he just can't find his own path. That's, I mean, it's a nice journey, but
and exactly that. Like, and that's his journey in this show, is that he will, it's like his entrance in the end of season 3. Like, he enters with the Miyagi theme and all that kind of stuff, but it's not Mr. Miyagi's entrance. It's Daniel LaRusso's entrance. Like, that's the growth, and that's the learning, and that's where the evolution for his character and all the characters comes from. It's just
for me, it's going to be so interesting to see Chosen kind of turn dark again, and then seeing Daniel kind of like cope with that.
I think that can happen. I think, Daniel.
Someone like Silver, I think that might bring old school Chosen out.
And also, Daniel could do the same thing to Chosen that Kreese did to Silver. It's like, you owe me. I spared your life. You have to.
This
And
is
that
also a good double edge because if he brings, and this could be a good topic for us to round off on as well, because this is a juicy one. If he brings Chosen into the fold, what if? And as great as Terry Silver is, what if he unleashes Dark Chosen? What if he unleashes the evil one? Cross
I
lines.
made a video on that, and people didn't like it, but I don't think people were listening to what I was saying.
Yeah, they won't. They'll take 30 seconds of what you say out.
No, they weren't, because I was saying they did the same thing with Silver and Kreese. Kreese kept bringing up the past, and it messed with Silver's head. What's the difference with Chosen? Chosen said
that
in
is
season
true.
3,
Because
he
the
said
thing
in
is,
season 3 he wanted to die. Like he has that. He's not
the
he has
thing about Daniel is Daniel holds on to grudges way too
Exactly.
long, and I could see Daniel actually doing that. Well, I'm the one who saved you from committing suicide. So, oh, really, Daniel? You're gonna go down that path, Daniel?
Exactly.
You're
That's
gonna
what
pull that card. And I think
And that
this
could
is where
trigger his head.
Daniel's desire to get rid of Cobra Kai for good and his fear of these kids being in danger, it might blind him to the fact, hey, you're putting Chosen and Silver both of them in real danger.
Yeah.
These two could kill each other.
We've seen it
Because
before.
the thing is, it's like that's what I'm saying. Daniel doesn't. I understand Daniel's fear because, like, when you're a dad, you're a dad or your mom. That's your kids. Those are your pride and joy. You don't want nothing bad to happen to them. But when you're so overprotective, you're gonna scare your children away. That's just how it is. Like,
and as I was saying, it goes back to that old school example. As much as I love Mike Barnes, as much as I love Terry Silver, Chosen wanted to kill Daniel. He wanted to kill him. Like, if you bring that Chosen out, like Silver, I love Silver, but I can see Silver standing there laughing while Chosen stabbing him.
Dude,
no one done with that, but you know what I'm trying to say.
Bro, no one in film says, like, if you ever mess with my honor, I promise I'll kill you. Just like that. Chosen has killed people before, bro. Like, no one doesn't just say that all nonchalant. He did it like in a serious tone, like, bro.
Yeah, it wasn't like a Mike Barnes considered kind of thing. It was like, oh yeah, I'll take your head off. Like, I'll kill you.
Just like he did it in the non-joking way of like, bro, like as an actual samurai, I will freaking kill you, bro. Like, you said me one more time, I'm not playing around. Like,
I'm gonna geek out so bad whenever I see Chosen
Look
and
who
Silver
came.
saying that
Gasoline.
Yeah, that's
I am the gasoline.
That's gonna be so hot, man.
It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be hot.
If he unearths like evil evil Chosen, that's gonna be a bad thing because in that headspace, it took Chosen so long to get out of that and to change that. Danny boy, maybe this is the thing. Maybe him playing with fire isn't about taking Silver down. It's maybe unleashing Chosen. Like, that could be a bad problem, causing double the problem.
Yeah, because now Chosen is in the headspace of, okay, Daniel's too dishonorable, but I still got to take out this Silver guy, so I'm gonna do it on my own terms or whatever.
My way.
That's
yeah.
When he brings out that dagger, man, I mean, it's just like.
Once again,
if that shot in the trailer is Chosen and Johnny walking up to the dojo, like this could be
that has to be him, dude.
Yeah, because Daniel wants to follow his own plan to take down Silver. Chosen's sick of it. Chosen just wants to go down, take down Silver his way,
and that's where him and Johnny will bond.
And Johnny's on the same way. Johnny's the same exact way. Johnny
could be
Johnny. I think the reason Johnny would be there is because like. He's been trying to bring Robbie and Miguel together, and it's just not working. And he's just like, he's sick of that. He wants to take his anger out on something.
Oh, can you imagine if the mid-season plays out like this?
Yeah.
He wants a rematch.
Pulling up to the dojo as Miguel and Robbie are fighting. You've got two fights.
Yeah, that could happen. That could be the mid-season, yeah.
That's a good mid-season.
I so want to see Chosen and Johnny just like bond like the whole season.
Oh, they'll get along well.
Like Johnny's.
Oh, they're gonna be laughing at Daniel like when Daniel's walking away. He's gonna be saying like, it's like and then they're just gonna be whispering in each other's ear like, ha, he actually did that. Yeah. Like.
It's just, that's great potential right there. You see, this is why I've enjoyed taking a break from Cobra Kai, because now we can dive in with these great ideas of where it can go. And I think we're all in unanimous agreement that this could be a double edge. But if anyone starts doing content on this, you know where it came from. You know, just putting
Cite
that
your
out there.
sources.
Cite your sources. Cite your
Cite
sources.
sources.
But we've hit past the 3-hour mark. Shout out to Shimon in the chat, sir. Hello, Miggy. And well, how many likes is the stream on? We're at 25. 25 likes at the moment. If you
Yeah,
haven't
good.
liked, make sure you smash that like button. Chosen lives by a different code.
Oh yeah, dude. We also got to announce the winner of the trilogy.
Yes, that is absolutely right. Yes, we do. We have to announce the winner of the poll of the franchise that we'll be watching. Now, I'm going to shuffle the schedule so that way we're going to be going back to old school. So where it's discussion, watch party, discussion, watch party, because this is the spawn of us being back in business properly. So next week, it'll be watch party. Following week, discussion. Week after that, watch party, and so forth. Chosen's morals are going to be tested. Right. Okay. Let me pull this.
I think the
Okay.
right one.
Yeah.
Let's have a little look. See. I mean, I think we know what it is, but just for shits and giggles. Okay. So the one that. Oh wow! Damn Jesus. So Pirates of the Caribbean 18%. Rocky Creed got 30%, Indiana Jones 9%, Transformers 6%, and Dark Knight Trilogy 37%. So Batman Begins is officially next week. Batman Begins watch party. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Badass. Oh man,
Mercy.
Swear to me.
Swear to me. But I also want to give a huge shout out to RJ.
Yes.
He couldn't join back because of his internet, but if he's watching, shout out to him. Everyone raise a toast to the GOAT in the chat. And raise a toast to my Miggy, my UK Miggy right here, fellow UK brother. And raise a toast to the Apex, the Christian. Nice. And the Yinky, the man. And, and I'm setting this up.
I don't know what I was doing.
I'm the chosen one.
Context and nuance.
Context and vengeance.
Oh, context and
champion gear. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And there you go. And our king, King Crease. But that's I just need to do something 1 second, guys. I'll add you all back in. I just need to do something because both me and TCK are wearing vests. I just need to do this quickly.
What
Right
do we do?
there you go.
Yeah.
Perfectly balanced. Perfectly balanced. As all things should be. Hang on, do the bell. Oh wait, that's you. Oh.
Wait.
There we go.
We have to look amazed at this crowd.
And then, oh, do you know what? I really should have wore the.
Oh yeah, the gear. I'll save that.
yeah.
Save it.
I'll save it for the.
This is the end credit. Yeah.
Streams.
This is the tease. This is the
This
end
is the
credit.
tease.
Yeah.
Shirts off, and we're both wearing grey vests. But it's been great to get back to business. Shout out to everyone in the chat: Cobra Kai World, Lisa, Clovery. Hopefully, I've said that right. Melissa, TNA, Abbas. Who else we got? Bryce Productions, Shimon. King Cobra, Tristan. Let's do a couple more. Yinko, Cobra Edits, and CBO in the Dojo Studio, and everyone else in between. Okay, peace out, ladies and gentlemen. Screwed that up. Kings of Pop Culture, episode 17. And yeah, it's been great to get back to business.
Awesome.
Great to get back to business.
That anniversary's coming up soon, man.
Can't wait to see Evan's little compilation on that. I just hope he keeps the music
Let's have the music.
just to a
Yeah.
minimum. You
To a
know,
minimum.
where it's like, one shot. It's like just one shot.
Keep the music to a minimum. Understood.
Keep the music to a minimum. Understood. Understood. Shout out to Evan. But we will see you all later on.
Peace out, guys.
I'm the chosen one. Context and vengeance.
The things that I have to go through every Sunday. Where the sun